On simply a glorious afternoon in late October here in historic Ossining, it's the clash of the Titans, folks. The Ossining Indians taking on the Yorktown Cornhuskers. Hi, everyone. Welcome. I'm Rob Astorino along with Jim Campion, and we talk about Titans. Yorktown has scored over 200 points. They've only given up 23. And if the Ossining Indians want to get back in the bowl picture this year, they've got to go through the state champions.
Yeah, apologies to all the other games we do, and they're all great. We love to see the kids, but this is really a game of the week. Everybody's been talking about it. Front page of the sports section in Gannett this week. I mean, we got radio stations here, a lot of media. And Rob, these are two teams that have a great history, as well as Yorktown winning last year, but Ossining has won for so many years. Last year was the first year since the 20s. They didn't play a meaningful game in November. You look down the stats, Yorktown leads in every category, but Ossining, quick, very, very strong, and they're really biting their lips about that loss to Somers, and that's what's put them in the situation to have to win today. They're out of the bowl picture for the second year in a row.
Santa Vica's squad has some great backs, including Weiss, who had 269 all-purpose yards last week. If you're the Indians and their defense, you've got to be salivating. You've got to be sweating, too.
Yeah, you know, it was one thing. It's a great challenge to go up against this Yorktown team because last year they like to run and run and run, which most teams do. But now they can pass. Tom Coyote can throw the football down the field, and they can threaten you there. Be interesting how Coach Variano defenses this team. As you said, Rob, can get you from all angles, all angles.
Ossining has different weapons also. Versace can throw. Last week, 3 touchdown passes, and they can run that sweep.
Oh, and Julius Smith, how about him? Every week he gets 175 yards. Last week he did it as well. And Ossining has got a lot of weapons. I mean, these are two excellent football teams on a beautiful Saturday afternoon. You can't ask for anything better than this.
And Jim spoke with Ron Santavica, the head coach of Yorktown, about things at Yorktown High School. We'll go to that now, and then we'll go to the starting lineups and the opening kickoff after that.
All right, a little pregame discussion with the head coach of the Class B 1993 champions of the state, Mr. Ronnie Zanavica. And Ron, one thing that not a lot of people know, you won the state championship last year, but you don't have a Class B title yet, and that's what's on the line for you guys today. Although you're in the Final Four, no matter what happens, that's a nice incentive for your squad.
Well, yeah, that is true. You know, and all the good things that have happened, we've never won the league. So for us, and I don't think that Yorktown has ever went undefeated in regular season play. So those are our two incentives. Plus, you know, not to let it end here. We're hoping that we could just play our type of football and not let it end.
One thing about this year, I think above all others, is you have the history from last year. You came in here a year ago, almost a year ago, and you beat them 14-0 after not winning here for a couple of years, and then you haven't lost since. So that's got to be on your mind today.
Well, let's hope we could do what we did last year. I mean, it'd be nice if the scenario, if you could tell me we could take that score now, I'll get on the bus and go home. This is always a tremendous game. This is in Alabama, Notre Dame, USC, UCLA. This is the game of Westchester for Yorktown and Ossining.
A nice rivalry between you and Joe because you both came in at the same time. You both helped build the program. You rebuilt this program from the bottom up. Joe took over a nice program in Ossining, but both of you guys have been going head-to-head now since, what, 1987?
Right. And Joe's a great coach. He's got great personnel, and they do real fine things. And we're just trying to keep up with them. I think all their talent might be a little bit better than ours year in and year out. So we just got to work a little harder and do some other things to try and balance off.
It's one thing I want to mention for all the people who didn't get a chance to see your squad. Everybody talks about and they write about Donnie Weiss, who's a great football player, runs punch back, kicks, plays defense and offense. But you have a very, very good squad as far as runners and pass receivers are concerned. This is a very evened squad.
Yes, I don't think we could be as successful as we have having a one-dimensional team. We have Adam Lodwick, Rob Anderson, Ari Hima-Leach, Matt Coyote, Weiss, Matt Storms, John Perez. We have a whole bunch of people that we can go to. And it seems like every week somebody steps up when somebody else is not having such a good day. And that's the essence. That's why this is a team game. It's not an individual, it's a team game.
You think you'll go undefeated?
I'll let you know at 4:30.
Okay, Ron Zanavica, of the head coach of the Yorktown Cornhuskers. They're coming up next with Ossining and the Channel 6 Game of the Week.
He protects all living things in the forest. But he can't do it alone. Please don't play with matches. Put out your campfires. I never, ever forget the words of Smokey Bear.
Only you can prevent forest fires.
Blue skies, temperatures in the upper 60s for this big battle, an all-important game, more so for Ossining than for Yorktown. The Cornhuskers feel that they are in the top 4 and can have a chance at that premier bowl game, but Ossining, with 1 loss already, must win today. And we look at the band coming off. They did a terrific job with the fight song and the national anthem. The team's ready to go out to midfield for the coin toss, and we'll take it down to Tony Sabella, who for the 2nd week in a row will referee our ball game.
Don't tell me what you want already. I didn't even ask you. Okay. Where are you? You got 4 of you? All right, let's go to the center. Yorktown's got 13, 3, 6.
Mr. Sabella, the Yorktown captain.
75. Gentlemen, shake hands. Introduce yourselves if you wish. 45, 22, 10, and 88. All right, gentlemen, my name is Sabella. I'm the referee. Our head linesman is Mr. Winsky. Our umpire is Mr. Everett. And our field judge is Mr. Herson. The clock on the school building will be official. Okay, just a couple of things before we give you the toss. First, I hold you responsible for the conduct of your teammates out here. I don't want any talking between teams. I want just good, hard football. I'm sure you can give me that. Secondly, when I give you the options on a play, I want to make sure that you understand it before you make a choice. If you don't understand it, let me know. I'll repeat it as many times as I have to so that you don't make any mistakes. When we have a timeout, I want the defense to answer up when I ask if you're ready. And we have a measurement. I want a representative of both teams out there, usually the quarterback and maybe the defensive linebacker. Yorktown's the visitors. That's the head. Buffalo is the tail. I'm going to throw it in the air. You're going to call it loudly, please. Tails, he calls. It has come up heads. Ostining's won the toss. You may make the choice now or defer to the second half. You make the choice now. Okay. They will receive. That gives you choices of goals to defend. Which goal will you defend? Put your back to it, please. Ostining's won the choice. No, baby. Ostining's won the toss. Ossining will receive. Yorktown. Let's have a good football game, guys.
Indians will get the ball first. Cornhuskers will have the option in the second half.
Slight wind blowing, very slight, from left to right, so if any advantages with the wind, it'll be at the back of the Cornhuskers. Very feisty, large crowd. This is the biggest crowd we've seen this year outside of North Rockland, which they always get the close to 1,000. And Yorktown, you look across the field, and they have packed those visitors' stands. And we should mention that, Rob, this game will also be broadcast for our Channel 34 viewers in Yorktown over the next week or so. So if you're just catching this game for the first time on Cablevision, you'll be able to see it a couple of other times, and of course, our usual times on Channel 6. When it comes down to this, I mean, the Ossining Indians, we were here last year when they were just missing the bowl. They had 2 losses, and they were fighting to stay out at 3. This is a team that is a perennial powerhouse. They put the P in perennial, as I like to say. And on the other side, Yorktown really up from the ashes. In 1987, when Coach Zanovica picked up this this school, they had a complete. They looked like a franchise. They looked like the Raider franchise, but and he really made them think football. I mean, Yorktown mainly a lacrosse school. A lot of people think of spring sports. But when Ronnie came in there, he changed that attitude. And of course, last year it helped when you win the Class B state championship. And now they think football in Yorktown.
And you might be wondering why they are nicknamed the Cornhuskers, yet they asked Zanovica, and when he came in, they had greenish uniforms.
Right.
And he
There's
said,
a little bit of green in there. If you really
he said, let's ease out that green, make it more of a rough and tumble type of atmosphere. So he incorporated the dark silver and black and the Raiders emblem, and it's worked. Hey, he's won 4 of the last 5 bowl games he's been in with this team.
And what is what is that tennis guy Andre Agassi say?
Image is everything.
That's exactly right. And with the image, they got to win football games. there are human beings inside those uniforms, and they're playing some pretty good football. Best offense and best defense in Class B this year.
Number 21, Wilson.
Looks like Maurice Minter And Julius Smith will stay back deep.
Might remember Minter took the opening kickoff of our very first game this year and went all the way against Greeley, so Yorktown wants to be wary of that.
And the weather was very similar to this against Horace Greeley on that first week.
Very lucky.
Here's the kick by Wolfson.
First mistake of the game by the Cornhuskers. Kick the ball out of bounds, get the ball to the 35-yard line. Good field position starting off for the Indians in their offense, Rob.
Ossining with 159 points on offense this year, 72 defensively. They've given up. And we talked in the pregame about Yorktown and just how many points they have racked up, over 200, 205 to be exact, and they've only yielded 23.
Now wait a minute, they're going to make them kick it again.
Well, it's their option. They can take it now if they want, and I guess they're going to set up for the return.
And why not? Since Minter has run a touchdown back for, or run a kick back for a touchdown. But interesting, instead of taking the ball at the 35, you are taking a chance here. It's just like taking points off the board when there's a penalty, after a field goal. But I guess Coach Variano here decides to make the first move in the chess match, and he will make them kick it again. They'll kick it from the 35 this time, a 5-yard penalty. And I guess he's feeling that no matter what happens here, he's going to get the ball outside the 35 anyway. So let's see what happens.
Interesting call. He's got 2 speed demons back there, though, and they could break it at any point.
There's a story also of the coaches as well as the teams. There's 2 guys who came in at the same time in '87, and premier coaches in Class B and very good friends.
Wolfson tries it again right up the middle. Minter from his 18-yard line. And Minter will only get to the 31, so they rolled the dice and lost 4 yards.
Well, you like to get those first pops in there for some of your kids. Of course, in high school, everybody plays offense, defense, special teams, so they get the first hits in there.
Offensively, it lines up like this: Versace, Smith, and Feeks in the backfield with Minter. Kevin Minter is the split end. Seth Goldberg, Ruben Garcia, David Pinto, Billy Denholm, Dustin Hoffman. I spoke with his father before the game and said yes, in fact, his mother was so excited in the delivery room that she named him Dustin. She came out, said, what'd you name him? And she said, the nurse said Dustin. He goes, all right. And Alex Vargas is the tight end.
That's the kind of democracy you want in a marriage.
6 on that. We look defensively for the Cornhuskers.
As good as it gets.
They'll go with 5 and a nose guard, Matt Storms. 2 linebackers and 4 in the secondary. On the ground again. This time it's Billy Feeks. Not much. Set up 3rd down and about 4.
Coach Sanovica will call all the defensive alignments in this game. And of course, Coach Variano is always 1 play ahead. 2 running plays. Nice yardage on first down by Smith. Nothing on that one. Cornhuskers have only given up an average of 75 yards a game on the ground, and they have run for 244, so you can't live on the ground against this defense, but you have to set it up for this 3rd and short. This is the kind of situation you want for an offense.
They go on the ground, and they'll pick up that first down. Good running that time by Julius Smith to take it into Cornhusker territory to the 49-yard line.
Yes, and that's set up by that 3rd and short. Nice call that time. Big hole for Smith. We saw him run touchdowns out of that on week 1 against Greeley. He gets very positive yardage. You see some great blocking up front, and that's what they're going to have to do to gain yardage. Hoffman on the left side, he was our player of the game a couple weeks ago. He made a big block on that run. First down, Ossining.
Smith, he is pounded at the line of scrimmage, may have lost a yard or 2. Adam Lodewick makes the initial stop.
Yeah, and Jeff Lynch, 51 in on that play. Lynch that time squeezing that hole. Looked like Yorktown playing the run on that play. The linebackers were up, and Lynch was one of the linebackers, and he got the man coming up through the middle.
Julius Smith has some problems inside his helmet. It's going to be interesting to see how Sanovica stops the sweep. He was worried about that, and he said, I'm going to do some things a little bit differently today. I asked him, are you going to do what Horace Greeley did and try to bring up the corners? He said, I can't tell you. So we've got to watch to see how that develops.
Gives you any information.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you, though, one thing about Yorktown, I watched them go all the way in Class B. I traveled with the team, went up to Syracuse and everything else. And this is a football team that is strong, and obviously they have a great defense, but I don't think they're as quick as Ossining. I don't think there's many teams in the section that are as quick as Ossining. So what Yorktown would like to do defensively is just keep them inside the hash marks, and consequently, of course, the Indians would like to get the ball outside. A couple of weeks ago, that was a key in the Westlake Peekskill game. Peekskill quicker, and they wanted to play the fat half of the field, and the fat half is on the right now.
They go up the gut again.
Good
A gain of about 4. On the carry is Andrew Byfield.
Byfield a little banged up during the week. Did not practice early. Joe Variano said that he's coming around nicely. I don't know what the extent of the injury or where it was, but he said he wasn't 100%. It was the one concern he had, but you see there's no concern. He went up the middle very strong. A little bit longer than a 3rd and 4 here, but again, not bad. 3rd and 5, 5.5, 3rd and 6. This is the kind of stuff you want against this Yorktown D.
Keep a close look on Tim Corba and Evan Page, the cornerbacks. 82 and number 4. Play action, Versace, the lefty, downfield. It's incomplete, but he did have Maurice Minter on the fly.
Couple of things here that was a breakdown in that play. First of all, Versace is a lefty, again, rolling out right. It's very tough to throw against his body in the grain. And on the other side of the ball, Minter, it was a tough angle. Sun is in his eyes over the left shoulder, and the ball came over his right shoulder. So too many things happened on that play to not connect, but it worked. It was good execution on the play. The man was open, but they could not connect.
The dangerous man, Don Weiss, stands at his 10-yard line.
Smith in punt formation for Ossining.
Here's the punt by Smith, very high. Good coverage by the Indians, and Weiss will go nowhere. Robert Leggio was there, along with a bunch of others.
About 8 of them. And Ossining worried about the run-back ability of Weiss, who I think has 9 overall touchdowns on the year. Punt return last week for another Yorktown win. And the Ossining Indians, good coverage that time. But Weiss, how about the guts of this kid? He should put his hand up on that one.
Offensively for Yorktown, Matt Coyote is the son of Tom Coyote, the athletic director here at Ossining, so he's got to decide who he's rooting for. Arahima Leach, Robert Anderson, Adam Lodewick are in the backfield. Don Weiss, the dangerous man, splits out. And you can see the rest of the line. Cariello at the tight end spot. Do a little shifting. Weiss goes to the right. Coyote keeps it and probably wishes he didn't. He is stopped basically at the line of scrimmage by Ara Hankerson.
Good job by Hankerson that time. His job, I would imagine now, is to keep a look at this. Is one thing Yorktown would like to do. Helped them win it last year. Brett Salka, a much bigger quarterback last year, ran that option very well and was able to get key yardage in some big games. But that time, a good job by the Ossining defense closing that one down.
Give them about 3 on the carry. Lynch, Pansy, Setabrino, and Gorman Gelante are the line. Here's the sweep. It's Anderson. He'll be close to that marker. Going to come up a little shy, though. 3rd down and short.
Credit Billy Feeks, number 3 that time, getting it on the backfield. He didn't make the tackle, but he made that sure that play went inside. Anderson was trying to get outside the hash marks, but Feeks, watch him. Receipt number 3, he makes that play go inside, and Anderson probably would have picked up the 1st down if it wasn't for Feeks' play, pushing him inside.
3rd down and about 3 from the 23-yard line.
And for Yorktown, they want these 3rd and 3s as well.
It's Leach breaking a tackle and makes the 1st down to the 38-yard line. Good pickup on that play of about 15 yards.
Feeks very, very fast. They have one thing about them offensively. Yorktown might not be as quick as Ossining is defensively, but they can certainly move when they get upfield.
You can see the defense. Leggio, Hankerson, Alexander, Ferreira, and Byfield are the defensive line. 2 linebackers, Garcia and Chris Jordan. Julius Smith, Billy Feeks at the corners. Vargas places Dondre Lee at the strong safety, and Collins is the free safety. They go to the left side this time. And on the carry, it's Coyote. He'll keep it himself, pick up about 4 or 5.
Very, very good blocking at the beginning of that play by this front yard line of the Cornhuskers. Coyote was able to get up and get outside. That was a slow developing play, but he was able to make it work because the blocking stayed true. And that is a very easy play to hold on. But this team loves to run that option, and they know how to block on it, and they did a fine job that time.
Cornhuskers shifting that ball around. 4 different players have touched the ball.
They can, all of them can run.
Give it back to Anderson. He'll be very, very close, depending on the mark. And I think it's close enough for a measurement.
I think it's right in front of us, Rob. I think they have it. And they do.
Yes, they do. The officials today, we saw them last week, a very good crew assigned to this top game of the week. Tony Sabella, the referee. Bob Everett is the umpire. Len Winsky is the head linesman, and the field judge is Jack Herson. Not much happening that time for Arahima Leach. He is wrapped up at the line of scrimmage. We'll credit Leggio and number 88, Vargas.
Yeah, that time, hanging on for dear life was Vargas, I believe, and he did not let that play develop. So far, my read on this is that Yorktown's getting much more yardage when they get outside, either on the sweep to Feeks for that first down on 3rd and 4, whatever it was, and of course the first down run by the quarterback, Coyote. But when they try to go up the middle, it looks like Ossining is squeezing things inside the tackles.
2nd down 9. Sweep to the right. Good cutback.
Excellent.
Anderson picks up the first down, and Feeks has to pull him down at the 37-yard line, but a gain of 15 yards.
But I love Robert Anderson, boy. He's not only a quick player, he's a great athlete, but very smart. This play is not working to the right. He cuts it back, as Rob said, and that's where he picks up the first down. A little stiff arm there, and he gets dragged down at the end. But a good, smart run by Robert Anderson. He saw that the play did not develop the way it was charted, and he cut it back against the grain and made the play. That's some athletic ability, but also a lot of stairs shown by number 3, Anderson.
Another big pickup, this time on first down, and Leach will pick up around 12, so the Indians have their work cut out for them.
Yeah, they were doing a good job up the middle, as I said just a couple of plays ago, but that time the run outside by Anderson set this play up right up the middle. Leach doesn't have to move at all. It's like running in a tunnel, and he just follows his blocking as they blow things out up the middle for a first down. Phil Settabrino there, number 75 at tackle. Good friend of my sports club show, calls in all the time, Rob. He made a good block on that one.
To the left, the pass is caught by Weiss. Out of bounds.
Complete to Weiss.
Looks like they might move the sticks again.
Weiss, an all-purpose guy, very quick, is able to get the ball and make a lot of noise with it. They're trying to get him the ball. I think that's the first time he's touched it today. I know they want to give it to him about 20, 25 times a game if possible.
2nd down and less than a yard.
Maintenance on the old monitors up here.
Give up the middle, first down for Leach. Vargas pulls them down, but they are getting very, very close to scoring, and they have dominated this drive, which started nearly at their 15-yard line. 4:21 remains in the first quarter, no score.
Yeah, this time number 63, Guillante, the right tackle, makes a good block, and right up the middle goes Leach.
First and goal, Yorktown on the Ossining 10.
Timeout on the field.
I think the Indians might take it. They looked a little confused. No, I guess this is a referee timeout.
They can pick up a first down if they get, evidently they can pick up a first down if they get just to around the 3-inch line.
Yeah, I guess they're putting them down.
Now, okay, first and goal.
This is as far back as you have to be on first and goal, certainly. Look at this. Weiss is lining up under center. Very strange. Let's see what happens here.
Weiss will keep it.
Why not?
Cutting back, spinning inside the 5, down at around the 2.
Interesting call by Coach Sanovica. He has one of his running backs, one of his wideout stars, Weiss, and Donnie Weiss looking for, I think, his 10th touchdown of the year, trying to get outside. Very high percentage play, and he's going to quarterback again, I think. Oh, no, he's coming back out. There it is. He lined up on the center and got outside and got down to about the 2. Yorktown is driven the length of the field without throwing a pass.
It's Leach, touchdown Yorktown. At the 3:28 mark on their first drive, very impressively, Yorktown takes it the length and scores to make it 6-0.
Well, you don't run 244 average a game by throwing the ball down the field or doing a lot of wacky stuff. You set up your linemen, you put their knuckles on the dirt, you hand the ball off to one of your quick backs, and you start pushing the ball up the field, and that is exactly, I mean, it wasn't a thing of beauty, but if you love blocking and good, it was a masterpiece. 75 yards, I believe, or 85 yards. They started from their own 15-yard line. The Indians able to get a couple of first downs and then having to punt. And then Yorktown coming out, the big play of the game, a 3rd and 4.5, back on their own 26-yard line. They pick it up, and they never look back.
If that looks familiar, it should. Ossining generally does that little shift. They have scrapped that for the rest of the year. Yorktown has taken over. So the Indians should know how to defend it, although a little movement that time by Hankerson. Now Whether he was drawn off or not will be the question.
Very interesting now. Now I believe that Coach Stanovica will go for it.
Foul, encroachment, red.
I think they're going to go for the deuce now. They're going to get the ball half the distance, which means I believe they set up at the 3-yard line in high school, so that means it'll go to about the 1.5, and this is definitely gettable. So this is either going to work out for Yorktown in the long run. Don't forget the other time that that Ossining took it off the board. Well, they never did kick it, though. It backfired. They're going to go for the deuce here.
Leach will get all 8 points.
So the penalty hurts Ossining, and instead of 7-0 or 6-0 if they miss it, it's 8-0 now, Cornhuskers. This is not exactly, watch it again, just great blocking up front, nothing too spectacular. It looked like Ferreira held him there, but he was over the line. I mean, this is not exactly inside information, Rob. And I mean, when you run the ball for 240+ yards a game average, you're going to run the ball a lot. The coach I think are very worried about the pass defense of Ossining and wanting to keep the ball out of Ossining's hands offensively. And to do that, you need to move the chains and run the clock, keep the ball on the ground, high percentage plays. And I think we saw all of that and more on that first drive by the state champs.
Leach, a real big, strong power runner inside and a terrific blocker as well. That time he gets credit for the touchdown and the 2 points.
One thing our viewers will notice on both sides of the ball, Coach Mariano and Coach Stanovica, I mean, not only have they changed the attitudes of programs, not only have they brought enthusiasm, but or great X's and O's guys, but when it comes to schooling, great coaching as far as teaching what the game is about, and that's blocking and making the right plays. You're seeing it on both ends of the field today.
Wolfson kicks it to the left side again. Good return.
What they needed.
Up to midfield. Minter takes it all the way up, and that has to make them feel good.
Well, that's what they needed to get the crowd back in the game. Everybody was silenced by that long drive, but Minter gets it, and he's very dangerous. Let's watch it again. It's kicking into your living room. Minter will take it. He'll go up the right sideline. Not too many moves here, just good blocking, and then he turns to see him take on that second gear, and after he's hit, he still gains about 15 yards. That is a big run back, and that'll get some of the momentum back for the Indians.
Dead center is where the ball sits. Versace looking to throw, has some time. Downfield intended that time for Vargas. He's 0 for 2 today, Versace.
Excellent coverage and a good rush by Leach, so a smart play by Versace. He just throws it over the shoulder of Vargas, and the only person who could have caught it was 88, so Versace makes the smart play there instead of taking, of course, an interception, giving the ball right back. Right here, if Ossining gets a couple, I mean, they want to score, of course, but this is a game of field position, and they want to move the ball, but they don't want to give it up here. No turnovers, smart plays. And Coach Mariano, you just saw him there, said a lot of mistakes in the Somers game where they would have won that contest.
Few yards for Smith. 3rd down and 7 upcoming. We'll see if they go back to the pass here. They've gone once to the right side, once to the left.
That's a good job again by Lynch squeezing up the middle. Smith trying. He likes to get in on that trap blocking, and then once he gets ahead of steam, you see Smith. He likes to turn it up. It's a big 3rd down for the Indians right now. Down 8-0 here in the first.
Good protection, and that one almost picked off. It's caught and then dropped by Ruben Garcia, and I'll tell you what, he was not the intended receiver.
No, but San Bruno that time, somebody blocked the ball on a very good rush. Excellent blocking. It was a good pass. It was a blocking here, but then he just doesn't get the ball up high enough, and it's blocked and caught by Garcia. And people are saying, well, that's an ineligible receiver. Can I get that word out?
Ineligible?
Ineligible. But it is eligible if the ball's blocked. Anybody can grab the ball. Even the quarterback can catch the ball back. So smart play by Garcia. He tears the ball away from Leash and saves the turnover.
They're forced to punt on 4th and 7.
Nice punt, and Weiss is not going to put his hand up. You can think about that.
Weiss cutting back to the left. Flag in the backfield now, and he'll go down at the 26-yard line.
Well, I don't know who clipped or held, but it was well after Weiss was beyond the play, so this is going to come back, and it's a shame because it had nothing to do with the play. But I think this is going to be holding or a clip on the return team, and it is a clip.
We'll get Sabella's call in a moment. It is clipping, though.
Good punt. fine coverage again as Weiss is not able to get any yards. And now with the walk-off, it's going to start just outside the 10, Robert.
Hold up. We're going to have to jump fast.
First down, Cornhuskers at their own 7.
It would behoove the Ossining defense right now to play a little field position and stop the Yorktown drive here.
You can hear those pads popping on the carry. It's number 6, Arahima Leach. He'll get about 6.
On the carry.
Blocking up front again. Matt Pansy, 55, throwing a key block. Oh boy, if you can run the football. It's a nice day. Sun shines better. Get a lot of crooked letters on the scoreboard, and coach goes home happy.
Deshaun Lissamore on the stop defensively. Second and about 4. So Leach again. And I think he's going to fall forward enough for the first down, close to the 20.
They're out of trouble right now. Good fake to the outside. Leach up the middle. Starting to look like a machine. And you are watching the Game of the Week here on Channel 6. Got some good ones coming up, some bowl games, Rob, and this one has been billed as really the game of the year. Both these teams, great rivals. Yorktown came in here almost 1 year ago and won a game after losing to Brewster 14-0, and they haven't lost since. They're on a big streak.
Here's the counter. Uh-oh, they're breaking it here.
Look out.
Look at him go. 34, Adam Lodewick's going to go all the way.
Goodbye.
And the Cornhuskers lead it 14-0.
Adam Lodewick all alone on the other end of the field. And by the time his teammates catch up to him, it'll be time to kick the extra point. Wow. Look at this just awesome blocking up front, and then watch him turn it on. Who says the Yorktown Cornhuskers don't have the speed? Lodewick just leaves them in his wake. I like to watch that again after the extra point because that is just fine blocking up front by the Yorktown Cornhusker offensive front. Boy, I tell you. That is a tough one. That's a tough pill to swallow for the Indians right now because they had them backed up after that clipping penalty, and Coach Zanovica has got to be happy, and there is one tired youngster. And Adam is bulked up from last year. He was not quite this big, but he has not lost a step.
80-yard run, 14-0. They'll go for the extra point. Weiss will hold. Kick is up and wide left. On the kick was Tim Corba. 14-0, Yorktown.
Let's take a look at this again if we can, guys in the truck. As we take a look at the score. I mean, this is an absolutely... That's power running, boy. I'd say that's a long run, but this is right up the gut. Watch this blocking up front. I mean, there is absolutely nobody in the ballpark, and he is right up the middle. I mean, Mike Miner, our director, could be running in front of this. Even Mikey could have ran that one. Fabulous blocking. All right now, Rob, your coach Variano. I mean, it's not quite yesterday yet, but well, time your offense got to move the ball down the field here.
You're feeling around for the panic button, but you don't push it yet.
No. I like the fact, though, in the last drive, he had Versace rolling out and passing to his left. I think that's his strength. I mean, if any guy can get the team back into it, it's Versace. He can throw the football down the field. They really need some first downs here. I say it every week. You got to walk before you run, and you got to get some first downs before you score.
Another decent return would help. They go the same way. Minter will not be as successful this time. Crosses the 30-yard line. 27 seconds actually remain in the first quarter.
On the tackle.
These teams have met often since 1974. Look at the Tony DeMichael stats. Last year was 14-0 Yorktown right here at Ossining. That's the current score. But previous to that, Ossining had won 5 in a row, including the 1990 Section 1 Class B title game.
And a 14-12 contest at Yorktown a couple of years ago on a block punt in the last inning.
Overall, the Indians lead 10-6-1.
Take a look at the Ossining Indian cheerleaders doing their thing. You know what? funny because before the games, the cheerleading coaches, they always come up to me and don't we do a great job? You got to talk about us. And I say, Rob and I talk too much about the referees. I don't think we talk enough about the game as we come to the end of the first period.
It's one in the books. The Indians down 14-0 have their work cut out for them in the second quarter.
One, two, 1, 2. Larry, you know, this simple exercise can help you stay healthy, which keeps medical costs down.
But you got to do it every day, Vince. Or you'll get out of shape fast.
You could learn a lot from a dummy. Buckle your safety belt.
For the Indians, 14-0 the score. Versace on a keeper, and a mistake. Yorktown comes up with the loose ball. Pete Cariello picks off the option, and the Cornhuskers will take over at the 35.
You very rarely see that. A mistake by Versace. He doesn't make them. At that time, I think he waited a minute too long, just a second too long before he pitched the ball, and it was high, and Yorktown dives on it. Coach Mariano said, oh, penalties, got to take a timeout here. Penalties and field position and just a lot of mistakes last week. A game against Somers Tuskers where they lost 14-12 a couple of weeks ago, and in this game it has come to haunt them. Let's listen to the head coach talk to his squad. Big defensive stand coming up.
We got to suck it up. We need to go, man. They're ramming us off the ball. Everything that... All right. Hold it up. What's going on, fellas? What's going on? All right, let's go. Hey, let's go black. Let's come with heat. All right, let's go black. Go black, give me a double lightning, come with heat. We got to come with heat. Can't let them continue to do what they want. Get some penetration, tackle anything that moves, get crazy now, all right? We're going black in the back, and we're coming with heat. Hey, something could break. You guys got to be heads up. Let's go, man. All right, let's go. Let's try and get in there. And you got to play tough. Got to play tough. Let's go, double lightning.
Our apologies, we can't hear the audio as well as you guys can at home. We've got the Ossining band wailing and rocking and rolling in front of us, Rob. But I would imagine Coach Mariano has said to his kids, I mean, this is a big series here. Got to try to get the ball back here, strip it, or sometime push them back. It's just been a tough day for the Indians. On that pitch play, though, for the fumble, good job by the Yorktown defense. Just nice and easy, not over-pursuing, staying on the line of scrimmage, ghosting the play, and really causing that fumble by just their good pursuit.
Yorktown back on offense, very familiar. Coyote will pick up another 5 or 6. Look at the first quarter statistics. Rushing yards, 31 for Ossining, 168 for Yorktown on 14 carries, including that 80-yard touchdown run.
And that last play was a perfect example. I mean, the blocking is so good up front that Coyote is able to stand, pick out his hole. He's able to go back there and, and just find a way to get through and get some positive yardages. No rushing. Nice and easy, as they say.
2nd and 6. Weiss takes it on the sweep.
Look at this sweep.
First down and more. Weiss inside the 15 and out of bounds at the 13. It's starting to look a little helpless right now for Ossining. They have not been able to stop anything.
And how could you? I mean, that is an awesome-looking sweep. Look at the blockers get out. You see the man in motion, the wing back. He's going to get it. Look at this blocking out front. I mean, you got one guy there. That's a good block. That enables him to get the outside. I believe that was Leach, number 6, throwing that block from the fullback position, and that gets him the extra 10 yards.
Anderson on that last carry, correction.
And you watch Yorktown work, and they are like a machine. It doesn't take them long for their plays to develop. They're nice and smooth, get to the outside. And, hey, when you're scoring 40 points a game and you got over 200 on the season, you have the ball a lot, and you have a lot of practice.
Anderson now in motion to the left on the carry. This is Ludwig.
Hanging on. Are going to probably poke at that. Nice tackle that time.
Well, you know where I ate breakfast this morning? Pleasantville Diner.
Oh, yeah.
No matter what time you're watching this game, even Friday night late, you got the munchies, get over to the Pleasantville Diner. Delicious food. You want it. They got it. If you haven't been to the Pleasantville Diner, then get up and treat yourself to some down-home cooking, steaks, chops, pastas. Sounds pretty good. Homemade desserts, the Double Eagle. Pleasantville Colonial Diner has a plate full ready for you. Go say hi.
Yes, and go hound Rob. He's always there. Get him on it.
On the carry, Anderson. Driven out of bounds. Clock stops with 10:04 in the first half. And a bulging 2-touchdown lead for Yorktown.
How would you like to be the defensive end of the football during the break, during the halftime for Ossining? I mean, what are they going to do? I mean, they're going outside. Now they're going inside. They haven't thrown a pass yet, but they haven't had to. I guarantee the coach Stan Vick is going to walk off the field. The Yorktown fans are going to go, why come you're not throwing passes? My question is, why ever throw a pass? And you run like this.
That's right. 3rd and 2.
This is huge for Ossining.
Here's the lead. And the defense stiffens up a bit on that play. Byfield.
Great play by Byfield, 45, stuffing that play. That is a big, big play for the Ossining defense.
Miguel Ferreira. My mistake, I pointed to Byfield.
I'm sorry, but that is it. Look at this play. He gets up in the hole here, and he pulls him up. Look at that. And Leach keeping those legs moving, but he holds him up, and that is a big play. And this is no guarantee.
Korber will kick the field goal from 25 yards out. It is up, and he had plenty of distance on that. And the kick is good, 17-0.
Indians make a big play and hold him on 3rd and 2, and bingo. He kicks it through. Remember last year, the Yorktown Cornhuskers with a female kicker.
That's
First ever in Section 1 Class B.
Where did she go, do you know?
I tell you the truth, I think she might have, I'm pretty sure she tried out for the football team wherever she went. I had an article faxed to me this week from the Gannett, and they had a whole story on her. Oh, you know, she went to Duke.
Duke?
I can't remember her name now, though. It's going to kill me. I'm going to ask some of the coaches at halftime.
17-0. This is a good time to get a breather for both sides. We'll be right back.
6 Mohegan Lake.
Do you hear the people sing, lost in the valley of the night?
Their choice was simple. To live in the quiet rage that is despair, or die in the struggle to alter destiny. Their musical is Les Miserables. They pursued a better world even to the edge of doom and then beyond. Finding it was their victory. Les Miserables is their musical. Les Miserables, the world's most popular musical at the Imperial Theater. Call Telecharge 212-239-6200 for tickets.
Ready to put the foot to it. His team up by 17. They'll go to 29 this time. Joe Sanchez. Sanchez will pick up an illegal block probably because a flag was thrown in the backfield.
Yeah, well, Heather Sue Mercer was the kicker from last year for the Yorktown team, and she definitely did what to do.
On the play.
Tony DeMichael, our historian, and our spotter, and our, what else?
Mr. Ossining football. This guy has got stats coming out of his ears. I saw it coming out of his ears before. You stick a Q-tip in there, out comes stats.
First and 10.
Thanks to Tony.
From its own 8.
This is not exactly a big play out of the end of this end of the end zone. Right now, a huge amount of fans are still here, and they came out to see a big game, and they are seeing a 17-0 early controlled game at the line of scrimmage by the Yorktown Cornhuskers.
Smith is caught at the line of scrimmage. Good play defensively by 34 Adam Lodwick. Speaking of the fans, there's 3 deep around the rope, all around.
Oh yeah, there's people everywhere here. I mean, it's a big game. WVIP radio is here. People from LNA. Certainly we are here.
From the 9.
It's probably our biggest audience of the year, Rob, because we'll be in 2 different cable networks. And And this is the class in Class B. They put the class in Class B. These two schools.
Timeout called by the Indians. 8:19 remains here in quarter number 2. We'll go join Ron Santavica in the defensive huddle. 17-0, his team leads.
Get in the shade. Right? He's going to the strength every time. 3rd and long, you look for the dive. Okay? You look for the dive. Right. You have any problems? You guys got to look for play action. He may run what you call a slam pass out of the power out. All right? So let's go. Let's go. You're playing great.
Now, I don't know if anybody noticed, but you see that droopy hat that Ron has on his head? Now, I want you to know, he has not changed his clothing to this entire... Now, apparently he does wash it. His wife does wash the clothes. But he has worn the same clothes since last year at this time on this streak. And I told him, it's okay with the Parker and the shorts. Even when it's 20 below, he's still wearing those darn shorts. But the hat has got to go.
University of Miami.
It's barely staying on his head. Yeah, that was back when, Miami wasn't a good program. That's how old that hat is. But what works, you go with it.
8 years as head coach. And a lot of success along the way. Interesting before the game, too, that Santavica and Variano were joking. We'll show you what they did right after this play. It was pretty cute.
Yeah, good friends on a Saturday afternoon playing some high school football.
Versace, they're looking for this defensively, and that time he just threw it behind Julius Smith.
Versace looks a little out of his game today.
Prior to the game, they joked about what Las Vegas might set the line as.
No, it's a beautiful day for a game. Beautiful game. We don't want you to give away any secrets, but what's the point spread?
The point spread, I don't know. They got Yorktown as the heavy favorite. That's what I'm told.
A heavy one. A heavy one.
A heavy one.
It's a heavy 17 right now.
Yeah, 3rd and 9. It's caught, and Smith was hit immediately. Not close to the first down, and that will set up 4th and about 4. 55, Matt Pansy makes the stop.
And a fantastic tackle by Cariello in the open field. He came up quick and made the hit. So another big stand by the Yorktown defense, and their offense has been turning out the numbers, Rob, but they've only been allowing 75 yards on the ground this year. They have 9 interceptions as a team, I believe 4 of them, and I believe it's Cariello has 4 touchdowns picking balls off.
6. Well, he's got 6 interceptions. That one might have been blocked.
Picked off and 4 for touchdowns.
That's
Deion
crazy.
Sanders of
Yeah.
Class B. You think they got that one?
Yeah, I think so. Either that or it was a bad shank, but either way, Yorktown will receive the ball and take over offensively again inside the 30.
And last year, this was a close game. It was 14-0. Yorktown has certainly improved. I mean, I think they're a little better than they were last year, but the Indians, I believe, are a little better. And there's no way that this is a sign, this score right now, and the way things are going for the Indians, of the talent of this man's team. I mean, they're a team that usually doesn't make mistakes, doesn't take penalties, doesn't get behind like this. I mean, you've been doing the games for 10 years. I've been doing the games with you for about 4 or 5 years. I don't think I've ever seen an Ossining team so out of their rhythm.
Yeah, they're breaking down in every aspect right now.
I was talking to assistant coach Joe Burton for the game, and he said you could just see the wheels come off against the Somers team as the game progressed. They got a 12-0 lead, and in the second half, nothing went right for them. They finally end up losing the game, 13-12. Oh, I'm sorry, Joe Burton is the trainer. Thanks a lot, Tony. Tony is keeping me in line over here.
Also the chief of police here in the village, and a good one at that. 1st and 10, 31-yard line. Coyote to the side.
Hey,
First mistake they've made.
Hey, they passed the football. Now, the reason why Santavica called that one a pass there, so he could shut up all the fans and show them this is why I don't pass, because the ball was thrown 10 feet over my guy's hand. But that's a good time to pass on 1st down here. Go for the guts, because they got a break on the lousy punt there at 31-yard line.
And they're pinching now at the line of scrimmage.
Right, and now, of course, Ossining, and that's one of the things I did not have a chance to talk to Coach Variano about, but I think that's self-explanatory, and that is, if they're starting to run the ball down your throat, you're going to have to bring the linebackers out.
Up the middle again, it's Leach. Pick up of route 4.
Good job of the defense coming to the to the aid that time of the initial hit, and now it's a 3rd down and long. This is the first time it's been a 3rd and 6 in quite some time for the Cornhuskers.
Let's go now, let's go!
Another big defensive play for the Indians. Figure if they stop them here, Yorktown will either have to go for it for 4th or punt the ball away and try to pin them deep.
I think they may go for it with the lead they have right now.
Weiss splits left. To the right is Robert Anderson. Coyote looking to throw on a screen. Weiss coming back over the middle. Picks up a block, and he's going to scamper into the end zone.
Will you please put this in the archives? Will you please put this in the how to throw the screen segment of our history? Look at this screenplay. First of all, watch the defensive line. They're suckered in. Watch that quick pass by Koenig. Watch that nice catch and great blocking upfield by Weiss. Watch him dive in the end zone. I mean, that is absolutely picture perfect. It didn't look that good on the blackboard during the week. I guarantee no play looks that good on the blackboard.
There could be some empty seats by halftime if things don't shape up a little bit.
Whatever it's me, I'm gonna see if I can get on to 9 on the way back. No, I wouldn't miss a minute of this. This is the Indians of Ossining we're talking about here. This isn't, a team that's used to getting blown out. I mean, there's going to be some meetings in the halftime. It's 6:38 left in the half still.
Low snap, but Corba able to sink it through.
That was pretty enough to see again. If you got it in there, boy, save that one. Put it in your VCRs. It's a thing of beauty. There's Weiss, 24-0. He is holding, he's catching, he's running. And the second pass, so they're 1 for 2 in passing and a touchdown. So good day for Coyote. Let's watch it again. From behind the defense. Watch the defensive line come in nice and easy. Watch the blocking all upfield and doing the job.
As John Connolly has dutifully pointed out, the Yorktown Cornhuskers have scored on their first 4 offensive possessions.
Yeah, well, that's getting it done. And that was just a thing of beauty for football fans to watch. Now, this game, I know, goes in the Somers area, and Somers beat Ossining, as we said, come from behind victory right here. And Yorktown 0-0 going in the 4th quarter against the Tuskers. So Somers has been a key factor in this Class B. And, of course, we talked about the 13-12 victory against Somers. And
the big penalty.
They are, yeah, we'll talk about that.
Set for the return is Smith. Julius cutting up field. Down at the 27-yard line.
Yeah, in the Ossining game, Ossining has the football. I think we talked about it last week during the Valhalla game. Ossining has the football. Let's talk about Crystal Bay first, but don't sing.
I'll always talk about Crystal Bay before an Ossining game. About any game, actually.
I'm singing, yeah.
Yeah, if you're looking for the perfect dining experience and a dramatic view of the Hudson, make reservations at Crystal Bay Restaurant located on John Walsh Boulevard in Peekskill. Call on Crystal Bay for lunch, dinner, or your next special occasion.
Look at
Smith breaking a tackle.
He's going to Crystal
and
Bay.
Smith's going. Yes, he is.
He's going to Crystal Bay.
Smith all the way up in the end zone, and that is exactly what they needed.
Did they ever? Great run by Smith. He didn't give up. They were trying to drag him down, but he's able to keep those legs moving, and he gets on the board. Like I said, this is the Ossining Indians we're talking about. This isn't the Little Sisters of Mercy. They're going to come back. They're gonna give it their all, no matter how far down they are.
They need to go for 2 here, down 24-6. Smith last week, 32 carries, 175 yards against Lincoln, and that's going to help his stats today.
And Smith gets all the yards since they got the ball back after the touchdown by Weiss because he returned the kick as well.
Fans were a little groggy before that. All of a sudden, they're scratching their eyes and waking up. Versace for 2, going all the way back, throws it, incomplete.
Kick save and a beauty by Weiss. Well, there's Smith. He's a little winded right now, but you can understand that was a terrific single effort by number 22. And he pushed that right back in this game. Now, do you have that run, guys?
People really do run to Crystal Bay.
They do, boy. But he's too tired to go right now. He'll wait for a takeout.
6:05 remains. First half. 24 for Yorktown, 6 for Ossining. Fans now cheering a little bit louder than they have been.
And now the defense has got to stop them here. Momentum is big. 24-6. If they get the ball back, 6:05 left in the half, they could score again. They make this thing a contest, no question. Yorktown hasn't done anything wrong offensively. They have not punted in the game. In fact, they've done nothing but score points. They have 3 touchdowns and a field goal on their first 4 possessions, as Mr. Connolly told us. And the Indians they've got to stop them, no question about it. How about a little onside kick action, huh, Don Shula?
Yorktown had given up only 6 points in the entire league, in league play, prior to that. On the ground.
They're going after the ball.
Still loose. Weiss runs after it.
Oh,
and he's going to be dropped inside the 10. So all of a sudden, 2 big plays for Ossining, and if they can hold defensively, they can get the ball back with plenty of time in this half.
That was an onside kick, but I believe Coach Mariano wanted that ball bouncing around in there, and he sent all his kids at it. You could see as they were running down, they were going after the ball. Weiss did not get up on that one quickly. And a great tackle by Hankerson, who chases down the speedy Weiss. Watch it again. This ball's bouncing. You can see everybody in Ossining. They're running towards the football. And, that thing is not exactly round, so it's hard to pick up. When Weiss finally does pick it up, watch Hankerson come out of the left side of your screen with a great waist tackle. Fantastic tackle and coverage by Hankerson.
Ruben Garcia tying his shoes. Momentary holdup. Big couple of plays here.
No question. I mean, from an X's and O's standpoint, from a straight standpoint, you don't know how they're going to be able to stop this offense. I mean, they're getting 4 or 5 yards a clip, but they have to find a way right now.
They'll go to the pass, interestingly enough. Oh, caught by Weiss. Stopped by Feeks.
Billy Feeks just saved a touchdown. He just saved a touchdown. I've seen that play run for 60, 70 yards plus this year. And Weiss, once he gets out in the open field, he is tough to bring down. It's an all-state kid you're looking at there. And Feeks dragged him down with a 3-yard gain. That's the difference between an 80-yard gain and a 3-yard gain. A good open field tackle by Feeks.
Only a second passing attempt.
You could see the life coming back now in the Indian football team after that great run.
Pretty much stopped him at the line of scrimmage, although they'll end up with about +2 on that carry.
The initial hit by Jordan, 55. He came barreling in there off of Lodowick.
3rd down and 4.
Is the play of the game. I really believe that. Ossining has 4:25 remaining in the first half, and they've got him backed up. They're going to get great field position. They must stop him here.
Yorktown sticks to the run, and they do deny him that first down.
Big play. The Indians now, the last 3 times, except for that punt situation that was shanked, the Indians stopped them on 3rd and 2 inside the 20. They had to settle for the field goal in Yorktown. And now when they really needed a defensive stand, they get one. Good coaching, great play by the Ossining D. There's Coach Mariano. He's got to be happy about that. His team is right back in it.
4th and 2. Billy Feeks back at close to midfield. Now he takes a few steps back to the 45.
We haven't seen Wilson punt yet today, but barring a superb punt, the Indians are going to get the ball in Yorktown territory.
Terry Singletary on the sidelines talking with Versace for the upcoming set of downs. 4-minute warning given by Tony Sabella.
How do you think Terry's selling him there? Score a touchdown? Something really wise like that? In there.
Go, go!
Coach Mariano discusses things with the ref. 4 minutes left, first half. And the Ossining Indians made a big defensive stand. And, you might say, well, that's not the play of the game because we're only in the second quarter, but that's field position play. Because now they're guaranteed, I believe, of getting the ball in Yorktown territory. And also, you want to 3-and-out a team after you scored a touchdown. You stop the bleeding. And that's exactly what the Indian D did.
Wolfson, the junior, at his own 4. Will they come with the rush?
I think they'll set up for the return. Here they come.
Lessamore hit him. No flag, though. Beeks will watch it. It'll be down to the 48-yard line. Lessamore lined up all the way on the outside, shot in, actually hit Wolfson. Sabella watched it all the way, but did not make the call, and an injured player on the field.
I think it's John Perez. He got clobbered at the end of that as the ball was rolling. Somebody blocked him off his feet, and he is now down on the turf at about the 50. And he looks like he's in pain there. Let's watch it again, see if we can see it. It's very hard with the glare in our monitors. The ball just drops there, somewhere on the left side of the screen here. Oh, you know what happened? A Yorktown player fell down off of a block and knocked into his foot, and it might have got the ankle. He is definitely in pain. It is the ankle. A Yorktown player was blocked into him. He never saw it coming. Let's watch it one more time. Left side of your screen, bottom left. You'll see right there. You see number 25. He kind of gets upended there. It was his own man was blocked into him. And he's on the turf right now. Hope he's okay. He's going to get up to his feet, and that's a good sign. And the Yorktown fans give him a nice hand.
You know who's a proud supporter of our games, week in and week out?
The Big M.
Big M. Merle Corporation, supporting the youth of today for a better tomorrow. The Merle Corporation, located in Peekskill and Ossining.
What is that great Odd Couple episode? The Big P and a cylinder.
1st and 10. Indians desperately need a touchdown here before they go with a little flea flicker. Smith looking to throw it downfield. He's going to keep it. Minter on the carry, rather. And all of that will net about 5.
Hey, now you know why I asked Mariette on that. I said, you're going to try something wacky, get your players outside. One thing Yorktown's worried about is the speed of this team, and Minter has it, of course. Run back a kick for a touchdown this year. Watch this play. This is a long to develop. Hand off to Smith, then to Minter. Now, he's about 10 yards behind his line of scrimmage, but by pumping there, he holds the linebackers thinking he's going to pass, and he's able to pick up 8 yards. Good play by Weiss, though. He wasn't fooled by any of that. Knocks him out of bounds, but a great job by Minter. Those 2 pumps gave him those 8 yards.
Toss sweep, a little slow getting developed. Julius Smith cracked out of bounds at the 37-yard line.
Yorktown was not fooled at all by that center. Bruno, Leach. Lodewick was over there.
Just shy of the marker.
Senembrino, the only thing that's bigger than him is his name. Number 75 is a senior.
Very, very close.
Oh, no, they're coming up the line, but I think they're going to check it out. I think they are short, Rob, but they're going to check it out. Ball's at the sideline. They're going to come over with the chains.
We'll see just how close it is. You're right on top of it.
Got it, Lenny? All right, 3rd down.
It's going to be a little short.
All right, let's go.
3rd and short. You got to figure with 3:07 left, and they'll start the clock a roll unless he got out of bounds on that play. With 3:07 left in the first half and inches, this is 2-down territory. If Yorktown makes a stand on this play, unless they lose major yardage, I don't expect them to do anything. Maybe a sneak here. Sneak would probably be best. High percentage, just have him lean over. 2 important defensive players here for Yorktown is 55 Pansy and 42 Storms. Matt Storms is going to line up right over the football. He's going to have to worry about the sneak, but I believe that would be the wisest move. And the clock will not start because I guess the ball was out of bounds, so that's a break for Ossining.
Little over 3 minutes to go in the first half. Smith finds his way to the 35-yard line.
That'll stop the clock as they will move the chains for the first down. Smith picks it up.
Jeff Lynch there defensively along with Lodewick.
Good blocking up front by the Ossining line now. That has a long touchdown run to their resume for the day.
1st and 10, Ossining from the Yorktown.
Indians looking impressive now in the latter part of the 2nd quarter.
They spotted him 24, and they've come to life after the big run by Smith.
Tough hole to dig out of. Smith cuts back and held on by Weiss, who stops the tackle, but Smith now seeing a little daylight.
Smith starting to roll him up. He's ran for 175 last week. He's always up at 100 plus, and he gets some great blocking up front. Now we got to start. Good job of blocking by number 28, the fullback Minter. Maurice Minter after that big roll around there with a good block. Got to start throwing some plaudits out to the big guys in the maroon because they're doing some blocking now.
Smith gets the call again. 123 yards today for Julius Smith.
And a big chunk of that was on that run on the outside.
Gain of 2. Second and 8.
Following up on his 175-yard performance last week.
2 touchdowns.
Peaks in motion.
Oh, I like
on the
call.
counter. On the call is Minter.
Lynch over there. Cariello. They didn't like the call, and they closed up that hole quickly. But I like that. That most of the defensive line followed that play right. And if not for Lynch, watch the linebackers here. Watch the defensive line. They're all on the right side, and Minter's the other way. But Lynch closes up the hole quickly, along with Cariello out of the defensive backfield.
Versace keeps it, first down.
Oh, nice play by Versace. That's the quarterback we know. Smart play by Bobby that time. He wanted to pitch it, but he cut it up in high percentage. He almost slips here. Watch right here, right there. If he slips, they don't get the first down. But he's able to cut it up inside. Weiss again on the tackle. He's all over the place. But they get the first down, and they are inside the 5. Or just outside it, I'd say.
6-yard line.
Yeah.
These are dangerous territories for the Yorktown defense to be in. In the corners of the end zone, the track starts to intrude on the grass, and you have a little bit of a dip. If you're not familiar with it, you could get caught backpedaling and fall right down.
You can probably tell on our shots also, the end zones on either end is that the grass is really chewed up, and time is of the essence. It is 1 minute remaining right now, and they've got, I would imagine, 3 cracks at this, down 24-6. They want to get a touchdown here, not a field goal. They're on the right hash mark, and the clock is ticking.
Play action, Versace over the middle, almost taken home by Vargas, but a little too high.
What coverage. What great coverage that time by Cariello. Cariello with 6 picks, and now you know why. Vargas very tall. Versace tried to lay that one up high. I don't know if we have that again, but that was a fantastic pass by Versace because it's not going to get picked off, but the big guy Vargas could pull it down. But good coverage by 29. He was right there. That does stop the clock. 44 seconds left. I believe Variano. There it is. Nice coverage.
They hooked up twice last week for touchdowns. 3rd and goal. They go back to Smith, and he is awfully close.
They got to take a timeout. Here.
37 seconds and ticking. And now they do take the TO with 36 seconds to go, and the ball spotted at the 1.
Well,
big play.
Time. Decision time. This is where you earn your cash. This is where you check it. You check the hair on your chest, and you check the heart thumping inside there, and you check the playbook, and
Husky won't work there. No, listen, it's got to be belly. Okay?
Backside backer was the one who made the play. But we should be able to get
but we're getting a yard. We need 1 yard, and we're getting a yard, all right? We're coming out in 400 so they can't overplay one side or the other.
As you can, Julius.
What?
I got him more day.
All right, I want to go 453. I want to go 453.
Right on my butt, Julius.
453. Halloween Rackle Parade. You got to get a yard, pal. You got to get a yard. He's going to lead right there.
The corner of Lincoln Avenue and Browning Drive.
4th down.
Children of all ages show off their best costumes. Forward and
He's doing all he can to encourage him just to surge forward and get 1 yard.
Simple play. Smith over right tackle, and that looks like it's what it's going to be. They've been getting yardage off the right tackle, and once again on defense, Setembrino 75 is going to be a big player in this.
And Clinton Avenue and Browning Drive.
And once again, Matt Storm's 42, so they're going to be on the right side. Sanavic is still yelling to his defense. They're going to have to get it off the field, otherwise they're going to have to give him a number and a helmet.
If they can move it 3 feet, it's a great ball game second half.
No question. 36 seconds left, and that defensive stand, 3rd and 6 by the Ossining defense. They may get rewarded right here. This is the second biggest play of the game.
Smith up, hits a wall. No signal yet. I think he was denied. The Cornhuskers stop him.
They went over right tackle. It wasn't there. He left his feet too early. I don't like leaving the feet because you got no center of gravity. And the Cornhuskers turn him back. Road up 24-6. And what a shame for the Indians. I can't see it. Can't see it, but I want to see that one more time because we got the glare here. They tried to go right tackle. I thought he jumped too quickly, Rob. I thought maybe if he put his head down and just went right over the middle, he might have made it. But you can't fault Smith, who has been the bulk of the work for the Ossining Indians. And that is a shame. There it is again. Yeah, I thought he just left his feet too early. Somebody hit him up there. Might have been Leach, number 6, who jumped up and knocked him off of his pins. And now with 9 seconds and counting, the Yorktown Cornhuskers will take a knee, and they'll take a 24-6 lead into the locker room. That's a big, big play right there. That would have set up an interesting second half. But again, Ossining, they could take into the delay of game here.
Well, they can't take the knee, or they'll give them 2 points.
Yep, so now they're going to have to go forward. But the Indians have shown here in the last 8 minutes of the second quarter that they can move the football on this quality defense. And people ask me all the time, how the heck does Yorktown shut these teams out week after week and give up 3 points and 6 points? Well, you just got a good indication of that right there.
That'll do it for the first half. Yorktown, very impressive. They score on their first 4 possessions. Ossining wakes up. Smith, a 73-yard touchdown run. A good drive to end it, but they can't get in the end zone at the end. It's 24-6 Yorktown at the half.
They're still around, and these diseases could be life-threatening if you don't protect your baby from them. Full protection takes around 5 visits for shots, starting by 2 months and ending by age 2. Ask if your baby is up to date on every visit to your doctor. Or if you don't have a doctor, call 1-800-232-2522 to find out where to get your baby shots. When it comes to immunization, your baby's counting on you.
Cornhuskers lead the game by 18 points. They dominated early.
Could be a 10-point game, though.
Yeah.
Could be a 10-point game.
Looking at the end of the first half, Ossining denied at the 1-yard line on 4th and goal. And that is where we stand.
Yes, wrong run by Smith has been the offense for Ossining. And on the other side of the ledger, the Yorktown Cornhuskers are piling up their usual stats offensively on the ground. You look at the third one on there on the left, 199 yards. But look at the Ossining Indians. They're running the ball pretty well against a stingy defense. And here's the key right here is 42 yards passing to 5, but that was all on one play. They only threw 1 pass. Total yards there. Obviously Yorktown, and the most important stat of all, 24 points for the
numbers tilting Yorktown's way. Leach, 10 rushes, 54 yards, a touchdown. Lodwick, of course, 85 yards total, 80 of them coming on that touchdown run. Smith, a touchdown, 14 rushes, 129 yards for Ossining. Indians will boot it away to start this third quarter.
And boy, if they could have just gotten that touchdown, it would have been much closer, but they can't worry about that now. 1 more half to go.
It goes underneath the legs of Don Weiss.
He's got to run this out. Nice block.
And he is caught from behind, and they're going to call that, I believe, a face mask penalty on 42 Andrew Byfield, although it looked like he might have got him high, but not on the face mask.
I think he did. Well, he yanked his head around. That's going to be 15. And that's going to help the Yorktown cause as far as field position. But last thing they want is their MVP of the season offensively to get his head torn off. Watch it again. That's a playable ball. As long as it doesn't go into the end zone, he's got to run this thing out. He gets it about the 2. Now watch. Here's behind the play. Right. No, he didn't get a good shot of it because the ref's posterior was in the way. But he definitely yanked his head around. He didn't get the face mask per se. He got the That is a violent, that's a way to really wrench that neck. And the last thing Yorktown wants coming up on bowl time is to lose Weiss for any amount of time.
Rather than start inside the 15, they start at the 27 and give themselves some breathing room. Arahima Leach begins this third quarter with a run of about 7 yards.
And back to ground, Chuck Santavica. Off tackle. 2 passes thrown by these guys, and one of them completed for 42 to Weiss. Perfect time to throw the screen pass there. One thing about Ossining's defense, they're very quick, but they also over-pursue. They did that a lot against Greeley and had to get back into plays. But against this team, with the way their blocking schemes are, it's awful hard to get back into the play.
2nd and 2. Ooh, that's going to be very close to the marker. I believe they have it on forward progress. Gang tackles by the Indians on 34, Adam Lodwick.
Yeah. Jordan was there first, 55. Nice looking tackle. He got around the shoulder pads and dragged him down, but I believe Lodwick did have enough to move the chains, and he did.
Rob Astorino, Jim Campion from Ossining High School, where the Indians trail 24-6 in a must-win if they are to go within the top 4 teams for the Premier Bowl. Lodwick in motion, play action, Keone.
Look at that.
Wide open to Leach. Leach for 10 yards, or close to it. Stop made by number 53, Robert Leggio.
Leach is going to start getting the complex if he's going to be that wide open. He's going to think maybe he needs new deodorant or something. Look how wide open he is on the play action. They had a blitz on the play, so no linebackers there in the flat, and Leach is able to gobble that in. Nice job by Keone. He did not get flustered by the blitz by the Indians, and he's able to stay in the pocket and find the open man, and they're going to measure this one. 58 Garcia was in on the blitz, but Keone just stood back there and passed. Just you had a chance to talk to the AD, Mr. Keone from Ossining, and I mean, where does he go? I mean, he's got to root for Ossining, but then he's got to root for... I told him, maybe if your son gets 300 yards passing, but Ossining wins, then that's good, right?
I don't know.
Kinda?
I said, who are you rooting for? He said, you're the 900th person who's asked me that, and he walked away.
I think it was $8.99. Coaches love to see us coming. The thing about Rob and I is we rarely do interviews at the same time, so it's so funny they have to say the same things. Both of us. In fact, you were just at the end of getting the explanation on the penalty last week, and I came up and was like, I want to hear it now, and he had to do the whole thing over again.
2nd and very short.
Oh, you love this as a coach. I don't think they'll fool around here. They'll probably just go out at the gut, but this is a nice passing down. They may get Weiss out here on single coverage.
Keone himself. I believe he has it.
Keone was a JV squad last year. He was able to come up late for that championship run in November. And last year, of course, Brett Sauka, the quarterback for the champs, and Keone learned, was on the sidelines. And they say one thing about him, I ran into some of the kids before the season in Yorktown. They were telling me, we can throw the ball down the field. We're going to chuck it. We're going to throw bombs. It's going to be like the old Raiders. Right. I wasn't believing a minute of that. And when you look at the running stats, not only in this game, but all over the season, you can understand why this team is not throwing it. But they can throw it. It keeps the defense honest.
On first down, a fumble. Loose ball.
He's got it.
The Indians do get it back. Each team with a turnover. Indians' turnover resulted in a field goal for Yorktown, and now it's the Ossining turn to get some points.
Thanks to the defensive coaches and a good execution that time by the front line. Watch the blitz. It's a run blitz. See 55 and 58. Minter right up the middle. There's about 7 or 8 Ossining Indians in the backfield by the time he gets the ball, and he's never able to get it. Anderson's never able to get it really into the breadbasket, and the next thing you know, it's rolling on the ground, and the Indians have it. Great run blitz by the Ossining Indians, and they're changing their fortunes. If they would have got that touchdown at the end of the first half, this would be some contest, but still got to have to go.
Billy Denholm comes up with the fumble recovery. Indians at their own 43, trying to pick up where they left off. Santa Vica all the way out onto the field.
And Variano's trying to beat him out there. Now, a timeout by the Cornhuskers, and Variano is really upset. Numbers on that play, and that would have been a biggie. I don't know if there was just 10 on the field or if they didn't have the right alignment, but coming off the turnover, Yorktown was in disarray defensively, and they had to take a timeout, and I don't know if they got it off. They got the timeout. I didn't see anybody giving the T sign. I don't know if they got it off. I don't know if we have that replay. Let's see if we see anybody in the backfield. Yes, somebody number 6 in the backfield. Leach, I believe, was calling timeout there. So good call by the referees. But Coach Mariano just about came out of his shorts, that's his pants. Like, he doesn't have the shorts on. I'm sorry, I got the wrong coach. But he wanted that play to go. It looked like it was going to be some big gainer off tackle.
Temperature has cooled down considerably. The clouds have rolled in, and the sun is being blocked.
Yeah. We've been lucky, knock on wood. We only had that one pouring game. We had a tough, cold, wet night at Somers, but other than that, we have been extremely lucky. Usually you and I are in our long coats by now.
That's right. Next week, we've got another goodie to finish up the regular season. The Pleasantville Panthers, undefeated, will host the Valhalla Vikings without a loss but a tie. Both of those teams looking for extra games on their season, and we will be inside a building at Alexander Hamilton High School.
All right, I forgot about that.
So whether it rains or not, I don't care.
Yeah, we're okay now then. We're going to make it through the regular season without getting our heads wet too much.
1st and 10. In the wing. The give is to Minter.
Nice tackle.
Minter on the carry.
Weiss that time coming up and making the play. And you can see a beautiful day and a beautiful time for a Bagel Works.
Yeah, you know, those halftime stats are brought to you by Bagel Works. If you're tired for the same old thing for lunch, then try Bagel Works in Thornwood Town Center. They're famous for their overstuffed bagel sandwiches. Anything from turkey to whitefish to broccoli melt on your choice of 15 varieties of bagels. And breakfast, well, you know what you can get over at Bagel Works. I'll tell you more about them after this play. Versace rolling out.
He's going to run because he's not going to throw the ball from this position.
Not against that angle, no. And he gets to the 49-yard line, driven out of bounds by Cariello.
Good game.
It's going.
So yeah, getting back to Bagel Works. They have 7 kinds of croissants, cakes, cookies, muffins, and fat-free muffins all day long. For a great breakfast or lunch alternative, try a bagel with the works at Bagel Works in Thornwood.
Yeah, I like that little, he's holding his ear like the guy from Laughing. He wants to hear his read. Make sure he gets it over that fine Ossining band.
Felt like Edward R. Murrow there.
Playing the old Indian love song.
3rd down and 4. On the draw, Smith. 1st down and more. Taken down at the 44-yard line, but that's enough to move the sticks.
Well, Coach Stanovic with a great call on the screen pass earlier in the game for a touchdown. That time, a big 1st down on 3rd and 4. Great time for a draw. Watch the draw. Everybody up. Good blocking, and Smith able to get it. Smith has been the workhorse. He is well over 100 yards. He's got to be approaching about 150 at this point. And even though the Cornhuskers have racked up major yardage on the ground, you know, you look over the other side, and the Indians are doing the same right now.
Feeks in motion. Versace up over the middle. It's picked off. On the return, Don Weiss. Weiss gets some good blocks and will go out of bounds at the 47-yard line. Bad pass.
Yeah, not a good pass over the middle. You have too many people over the middle, but it's not. I think there's more people wearing a 13 out there. There's too many 13s. Watch, good blocking that time, but you see just way too much coverage. The backside coverage was there. Weiss playing center field, and he gobbles it up. See, Weiss didn't have to cover anybody, so he just was watching the ball float over the middle like that. The guy who made the coverage, I believe, back there was Evan Page, number 4, and he grabbed it, and he was running the other way, and that's a big interception for Yorktown. Kills the momentum that the Indians have had.
2nd takeaway for Yorktown. They go right back to Weiss on the sweep. Look at him break it out from the backfield inside the 40-yard line, a gain of 13.
Another smart player we're seeing on the field today. Donnie Weiss not only has excellent speed, and he has plenty of it. But you see how smart he is here? He waits for the blocking to develop. He cuts it outside, and then he uses his athleticism. Because that play took a long time to develop. You really need your blocking. And boy, the Cornhuskers are getting plenty of that today.
1st and 10, Yorktown. And the Ossining 38.
And the Indians at this point has got to feel like they had 8 of the 10 numbers on a lottery, and that last one didn't hit because they have been close to putting this back in the game. Can't seem to stop the Yorktown offense.
Straightforward again. This time it's Arahima Leach. Good lead blocking that time by Corey Troction. Pick up 6. Seems like all the time they're picking up 5 or 6.
It's a nice position to be in as a coach. You know, get the playbook out. You got 2nd and 4, 3rd and 2 all day.
Little play action, but it is given off to Weiss. And Donald will take it to around the 30-yard line. Third down and 3 or 4. Every time the Indians start moving closer towards a score, something happens that pushes them back, be it the defense or their own fault.
Hey, to say as the 3rd down play happens.
Leach will be denied on that run.
Smith gets around, but that time, good job by This Yorktown offensive line is dominating right now, pushing people around. It's like saying Marlon Brando has a bit of an eating problem. But, you know, I mean, right here, you know, you have to be able to, in these plays, these 4th and 3rd and shorts, you must be able to cover the holes. And one thing Yorktown does is they create several holes, I've noticed in this game. There's several decisions for the running back, and, of course, for that man's defense, several decisions on what hole to cover up. So many options on this running game by the Cornhuskers.
Got to stop him here on the sweep. First down, broken tackle by Lodwick.
Jordan had him. 55, Chris Jordan was right in the backfield, but Lodwick is big and strong and fast, and he dragged him just that extra couple of feet. Right there, Jordan's got it. But, you know, it's hard to get that shirt tackle, and Lodwick is able to get up and get the first down.
1st and 10 on the 23.
1st and 10. Ball spotted at the 23-yard line. Splitting to the right is Sean Brevis. Weiss in motion. He gets the ball, cuts right back, and picks up yet another 7 yards on first down.
It's very pretty to watch. Weiss in motion, gets the handoff, goes against the grain, blocking to the right, Weiss to the left. Indians 6-7 yards off the ball because they're just getting pushed around right now. I mean, credit to them. I mean, they've been out in the field a long time playing defense. And a lot of people, I say this every week, Rob, a lot of people say, well, a lot of these guys plays both sides of the ball, so it's not really like you're resting your defense, but it's much more tiring to fend off blocks, make tackles, and chase guys than it is to run the football or do offense.
They're looking to throw it. Coyote has it knocked down. And that's an takeaway. It certainly is. A great play by Andrew Byfield in the backfield. Just took it away from Coyote as he was cocking to throw.
It's the old Statue of Liberty the other way. I mean, Byfield thought he was running the Statue of Liberty, and then he noticed he was on the other team. He was standing there with the ball, holding it to the ref, and then the ref said the other way. So the Indians hold again.
Give me your tired, give me your poor, give me the damn ball.
All right, that's the line of the year. I don't know you're going to be able to surpass that. I think that's a fumble. He took the ball right out of his hands. I don't know if we have that. We'll try to see it again. Here's Smith again. Why not? Running off tackle to the right. Guys, if you have that last play again, we'd like to see what the heck happened, because I was watching downfield because his arm definitely went forward, but the ball wasn't with him, and somebody forgot to block number 42 because he got in there. I don't know if we do have it.
Julius Smith will pick up 6 on first down, 2nd down and 4. Indians not out of it yet with 4 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. Versace on a keeper gets that first down, crosses the 35-yard line.
And now it's becoming a game of attrition for both offenses as the defenses are digging in. A pick off and a fumble on either side. Yorktown offensively has definitely bogged down since they put up a 24 spot. They led 24-0. The Indians drove down the field with about 6 minutes left in the first half, scored a touchdown. Then they drove down with about 20 seconds left to the 1, but the Yorktown defense stopped them cold.
A lot of moving around and shuffling in the backfield, and Maurice Minter is keyed on and successfully by Yorktown. Loss of about 1.
This is a Yorktown team that won the state championship in this class last year, Rob. And their the defensive player of the year, really their MVP, is gone now. He left Bumper, and you know, this is a team that has a lot of the returning players from last year, but they've had some changes, especially in the secondary, and they continue to be a very fine defensive team.
The give is to Smith. Julius will not pick up much as he stretches it out. Stop made by Pete Cariello.
And then I'm talking about James Robeson, who, as I said, was really the leader. He is the big offensive lineman and a defensive lineman, and lost some guys, but they're able to come back in. And this Ossining team from last year, definitely, I think a lot of the coaches, to a man, has said that last year we never really felt like we were in sync. We were wondering why, you know, the wheels came off more times than coming back in the game. But you have to figure with 40 seconds left, the Cornhuskers, with the way their defense has played all season, that they're not going to give up with that chunk of points. The big play, of course, that 4th down, they weren't able to get it into the end of the first half. That might have made things more interesting. But I think Yorktown has made a statement here. I mean, they're better than they were last year. Last year they had 1 loss coming into this game, won 14-0. They were up 24-0 before Ossining scored. They have better stats offensively and defensively next year. Sky's the limit right now for Yorktown.
close to the marker. He's going to be short, though. It'll be 4th down, and I'm sure Santa Vica will send in the punter. Clock running. That could be the last play of the 3rd quarter.
They don't have to run another one.
Gain of 3.
And that is it. The Indians will get the ball back to start the 4th quarter, but folks, they are running out of time, and they need the ball at least 3 more times, and they're down by 18.
Music was loud and we was laughing and joking around. 3 shots fired. He was killed. It really hurt. Why did this have to happen?
Unfortunately, Alicia's story is all too common. Children with their childhood taken from them. Fear of violence is robbing our children of their future. We must take away that fear and give them hope. We must give Alicia and all our children back their childhood. Working together, we can.
Do something now. Call 1-800-WE-PREVENT.
12 minutes to go. Rob Astorino, Jim Campion, John Connolly up here on stats, Mike Miner holding down the fort in the truck with the rest of the crew, and
there's the Ossining band.
Going for broke now for Ossining.
It's the Crazy Flag Girls.
Perhaps the best band in our area. Wilson, high spiral. Feeks on the run, out at midfield. Good position to start it off.
Yeah, if you got to do it, you might as well do it at midfield and try to get back in the game, 24-6. Should mention, if we get a shot of it, the Yorktown cheerleaders, since they'll be able to see the game over at Cablevision this week, and get a shot of them. They do a fine job. Had to put them out last year. I was traveling on they stuck me on the cheerleader bus up to Saugerties for one of the playoff games. I wasn't complaining.
We welcome our viewers tuning in for the first time today on Cablevision. Versace looking for someone downfield. He'll just toss this up out of bounds. Feeks was the closest guy, but Tim Corba all over him.
Except for that woman with the soda. I thought she was open. I thought she was definitely open.
She was close.
Yeah, she was
I think
open.
the guy in the red was cutting over, though.
Yeah, well, he definitely had her covered, but I thought I might have thrown a flag over there, but I guess there's no way to referee all over the place.
It all goes back to the last play of the first half.
Really
that play looms so large because the Indians would have been right in it.
Yeah, touchdown might have made it 3 or a 4-point game right now.
Versace,
oh,
complete.
Beautiful pass.
And Minter will take it to the 31-yard line. Stop made by 51 Jeff Lynch and number 13 Don Weiss.
Yeah, you know, Robert Anderson was probably wondering, how did I not get this? Watch him. He's right there. He's like, whoa, and there's Minter. Beautiful pass on a line. I mean, if there was paint on the ball, there would be a spot between the 2 and the 8.
31.
Clock running, and then need a score.
Gotta go to Mo.
Whoa.
Out. Intended for Feeks.
I didn't mean to run there, but that was a whoa. That looked like it could have been picked off. Looked like they were looking for a slant. Somebody ran a cut.
We'll take a break right after this play on 2nd down. We'll take a break right now. When you run out of tape, you run out of tape. Julius Smith, as we change tapes, scampered on about 20-yard run, and it's at the 12 and out of bounds.
Yeah,
11:22 remain now in the 4th quarter.
Trips right as Feeks goes in motion. They're going to block that way.
Smith heading for the end zone. Julius out at the 2, possibly the 1.
Look out. He was almost knocked over the yellow wire, but great job by Smith. He had in mind, I'm going to get to the corner of the end zone or I'm going to get out of bounds and stop this clock. Great pitch by Versace. They ran all their wide receivers, all the receivers right, and they did all the blocking on that play. Offensive line did blocking for the immediate snap, and everything else was done by the guys wide right. Good job. And they're back on the 1 again, Robert.
Smith, 19 carries, 169 yards.
He put the work in workhorse, I'll tell you that.
Getting close.
I think he's in.
No cigar yet.
Oh, boy, it's Yorktown D. They dig in as we take a look from our end zone, top of the school shot. Somewhere in there is Tom Ciangelo. We sent some sandwiches up there. We just jettisoned some chow to him and got a walkie-talkie going.
Just lock him up. Don't let him out till it's over.
That's right. Let's see if we can get this shot. That was a good angle. Let's get that shot again. That'll look good.
Second and goal. Versace himself. Yes. Touchdown, Ossining. It's 10:43 to go.
Well, that looked a little bit about like Bart Starr over Jerry Kramer in the ice bowl. Well, you're right. Right over the left, right tackle, and over the center. He sees 35 there. Put his hands up. He did a fine job on the blocking there. Seth Goldberg. Now they'll go for the deuce, and this could be a 4- or 3-point game if they had scored at the end of the first half.
Versace looking in the corner, up for 2, and almost caught by Vargas off the deflection. 24-12. No real harm done there because they still need 2 touchdowns.
To win the game, sure. 10:43 left, and the Indians have played some defense. Since it was 24-0, Yorktown, who scored on their first 4 possessions, have not scored since. Since early or about midway through the second quarter with 8 minutes left, Yorktown has not scored any points. And Ossining was inches away and 5 seconds away from making it a 10-point game going into half, or an 11-point game. And right now we'd have less than a touchdown lead for the Cornhuskers. And now all Yorktown would like to do here is get some first downs, and they've been able to do it. And for the Indians, they just want to stop them. It's not desperation time yet. You don't have to go for the ball, get the fumble. They stop them 3 and out or 6 and out, get the ball back with about, 8, 9 minutes left, 7 minutes left, and score again. And it's still a game.
We should retract that statement a little bit. A little harm was done because if it had been 24-14, they scored a touchdown to make it 24-21 or 22, then a field goal wins or ties.
That's right.
However, they're still a big what-if away because they need to score.
That's right. And
more.
You're talking about a Yorktown defense. It's the best in this class. And but the Indians have fought back. I mean, credit to them. They have kept their chins up and their chests out, and they came out and played. I mean, after they didn't get that touchdown, and how about Julius Smith? He got stopped at the goal line. You think it affected him? No way. He was running like they shot him out of a cannon on that last few drives. He got him down to the 12, he got him down to the 1, and he set up the quarterback sneak.
Every time the fans start to leave, they get pulled back in by something.
Yeah, it's like Al Pacino in Godfather 3.
They give it to the dangerous man. Weiss will carry it.
Look out, here comes Weiss.
Looking for a hole, he finds it. Weiss all the way up to the 45-yard line. Stopped there by the Indians, but
he took a shot, too.
If it weren't for Jordan and Lissamore, he would have been all the way into the goal line.
He was heading to Bagel Works here. Watch Weiss again. He's a very smart player. He gets the ball. Watch him wait. He waits for his blocking. He waits for his wedge, and then he goes right up the middle. There's nothing worse than, and he really took some shot by Lissamore there. He knocked his chin strap off, but there's nothing worse than a guy returning punts or kickoffs that's running laterally. Guy runs 40 yards and gains 2. I mean, Weiss took that one right through the wedge, and that's very, very big run back, because now if they don't get a first down, they can kick it deep and play the game of field position with their very, very good defense.
First and 10. They go back to Weiss and a flag.
It's got to be against the offense. It's going to be illegal procedure, and this is going to go back 5.
54 White, false start. 54. I got a dead ball foul. False start. White.
So Cornhuskers will start first and 15 now.
5 yards. First and 15.
10:07 remains in the fourth quarter. 24-12. Yorktown on the road with the lead.
Indians got to dig deep here if they are thinking about winning this game and saving their season for a premier bowl game and get right back into this thing.
Now first and 15, and that's a start. Tremendous play defensively. A 5-yard loss for Weiss. Leggio makes the stop along with 24 Vallejo.
Leggio, someone's got to block him because he just came flying in there. And Leach, he couldn't even get turned upfield, and he had a big guy in his face. Now it'll be 2nd and 20. And the Ossining Indians continue to play defense. Stellar defense. Since it was 24-0, York place, it looked like a scrimmage. And then the Indians have dug deep. Since 8 minutes left in the second quarter, they have been the better defensive team.
2nd down and long. They need
Blitz.
20. A blitz, and they pick it up. Weiss stays on his feet.
Oh, boy.
5,
Oh,
10,
boy.
15, 20,
Oh,
25 yards, and a first down for Weiss. Chris Jordan knocks them out of bounds.
How does Sanovic and his squad do it? 2nd and 20, all-out blitz, and he calls the screen. It couldn't have been called at a better time. Look at this. Cornerback, safeties, and how about Weiss? He was falling down. He falls down, and you're down in high school. Oh, boy, and look at the blocking he gets, and Donnie Weiss all by himself, but a great job by Matt Coyote in the backfield. That was an all-out blitz, and those guys called it at the perfect time. Oh, boy, was that a big play.
Lissamore also there to effectively run them out. But
Wow.
now they're really peeking up towards the clock, Ossining. 9 minutes to go. This is going to make it much, much more difficult. But they get in the backfield again, and defensively they stop Robert Anderson.
You can't stop Garcia. You can only hope to contain him. Oh, my goodness. He was running so fast that time that I saw Jockey on his back. Man, they have really played really, really well. I mean, notwithstanding, that was just a case, that screen pass. That screen pass before, there you go, they sit in pursuit, was really just luck. It really, it's good execution by Yorktown, nothing, but they called it at the absolute perfect time. I mean, there was nobody back there to defend that play. All-out blitz, and they throw it right over the middle, and Weiss keeps his feet, and that may be the play of the game right there.
2nd and 14, up the middle, and a big gap. Jordan again defensively has to make the stop, but they can't keep giving Leach and the other backs these yards on 2nd or 3rd and long.
8 minutes now remaining, and this is a big play in the second half. We talked about a couple of big ones in the first half, and here it is, Rob. 3rd down and about 6 for the Yorktown offense. Coyote coming in with a play from his coach, and the Indians once again have got to stop them.
Coyote comes to the line.
Here they come.
It's Lodwick on the carry. Lodwick will be stopped short. I tell you, if I'm Santa Vica now, I punt. I put them inside the 5-yard line if I can.
I don't think there's any question about it, Rob. You cannot go on 4th down here. Field position is the name of the game. You're the one with the lead. I think he might go for it. But one thing about Coach Santa Vica, he reminds me a lot of Jimmy Johnson when he was coaching the Dallas Cowboys. He is a gambler. He'll roll the dice. He's done it before, and who can argue with him? The man hasn't lost in a year. He has a state title on his resume. But right now, he's going to give the Ossining offense, which has not had a hard time moving the ball since 8 minutes left in the first half, he's going to give him good field position. But they're going to talk about it.
Timeout taken by the Cornhuskers. Now they'll decide on 4th and about 3. They have to get just inside the 30. All right, if they don't make it, no big loss because the Indians still have to go 70 yards for a score. However, if you punt the ball and you really bury them inside the 10, that's a real tough spot to be in. Let's go into Santa Vica's huddle. It's 4th down and 3. Santa Vica really talking a little quietly now with his guys all around him. Next week, as we mentioned, another good one on tap. Pleasantville hosting the Valhalla Vikings. That game at Alexander Hamilton High School, and a lot at stake, irregardless of what happens today. 7:07 remains in this one.
Now, the Indians have had a lot of points in this game where they have been clinging to the edge of the abyss. And this is one of them as well. I mean, they could have been blown out of here in a big way a couple of times in the first half, but they held their ground, and then they had that big offensive play at the end of the first half. I mean, there's been so many key plays in this game. It's just a lot of fun to watch and kind of break down. As you see, a beautiful shot of the field and crowd here at Ossining.
Despite the dominance statistically by Yorktown, the Indians are still in it with 7 minutes to go.
The Indians got some pretty nice numbers, too. I mean, I don't think there's anybody on the other side of the football for Yorktown that has the numbers Julius Smith has right now. And here we go. They're headbutting on the defensive end of the football. The fans are on their feet, and Yorktown's to the line. 4th and 3.
On the give, it's Lodwick.
Nope.
Ludwig will be stopped. So defensively, the Indians turn it up a notch, and they'll get the ball back on offense, needing 2 scores with 7 minutes to do it.
This time, snake eyes for Santa Vica's boys, but here's the handoff to Ludwig. He's the biggest guy back there. Why not? I don't like the fact that it was a sweep play, because you want to go straight ahead when you have a few yards. He was looking for more blocking up there, but the Indians are so quick to the ball, they were able to snip that one out and stop them. So that brought the crowd to their feet, brings the Ossining offense back on, and now we have extra guys. There might be... Oh, no, okay.
Miguel Ferreira makes the all-important tackle. Versace and company looking to throw.
Look out.
And that one incomplete, intended for Feeks. Good coverage by Cariello and number 3, Robert Anderson.
Cariello is all over the place. If I'm a quarterback, I'd find out where 29 is and I'd throw the ball away from him. Because he could be running the other way. He's got 4 touchdowns defensively this year. There's your score, 12-point game, and it could be worse and it could be closer. There's been several times when Yorktown's had a chance to blow it open. Mariano's squad didn't give up. And they could actually be even closer.
Spread 55. Spread 55. Come on, spread it out. Spread it out.
In with the play is Kevin Minter.
I asked Coach Santa Vica before the game, and what do you think? What do you think it's going to be? Is it going to be like last year? And he said, well, if I can take a 14-0 spot, I get on the bus right now. But bus is going to have to wait because he's up by 10.
Versace, plenty of time, rolling out. Incomplete. Vargas was staying where he was, and then all of a sudden realized, hey, I've got to move in and give him a chance to hit me.
Well, Leach is going to have to check his oil because number 6 probably put a lot of mileage on those wheels. He has been chasing Versace around the field and making him throw the ball quickly, but he looks a little winded.
3rd down and 10. The 42-yard line is the magic number right now for the first down.
Yorktown stay back defensively. No blitz here.
2 men on each side, and that's going to be pass interference on Smith. It's going to be called on Tim Corba.
I think Smith, I know Dustin Hoffman is on the Indians, but I think Smith's going to win the Academy Award for this one. I know there was some contact there, but Smith went flying down like Mario Lemieux at mid-ice. Watch this. Here's the pass, and Smith, there is contact there, but Smith, before the ball's even there, is falling down, so you could tell he wanted to get that penalty, and that is an automatic first down.
White, first down.
That's the way to move the chains.
Yep.
The Indians now up to the 46-yard line.
Smith has been the MVP of this team on offense all day. That's a smart play.
Versace, quick out to Vargas, although that play just took too long to develop.
Looked like Versace didn't get out of center quick enough. Coach Mariano calling in the next play. He's always thinking one play ahead. Vargas was standing there waiting for the pass for too long. Cariello knew it and came in and stuck him, but that play broke down from the snap.
6 minutes and 15 seconds left to play in quarter number 4.
Huskers here, they're not in a prevent defense, but you can tell they're not going to try anything wacky. No blitzes. They're not going to get caught with their pants down, so to speak. They got the defense back, expecting pass.
Feeks cutting across, a little too high for him. Anderson puts him on the turf just to make certain. 3rd and long.
Now, they're back here again.
And Dayton, Corey, and Dubbin is proud to sponsor this ball game as they do each one. Dayton, Corey, and Dubbin has a long history of providing quality insurance protection for you and your family. Knowledge of insurance markets, value for policy dollars, and integrity of service. Downfield, picked off, touchdown all the way.
Guess who's going to get another touchdown?
Cariello, 7th interception and 5 touchdowns.
Hey, find where 29 is and stay away from them. They're standing in Yorktown, and they are going to come at it here undefeated. And what a year it has been for Coach Santa Vica, his defense, and his squad. A year ago, they came in here, and there it is. Great play. That was not Cariello's man. He came over and grabbed that one. It floated up there. I want to watch it one more time. A fantastic defensive play. And as Rob said, his 5th touchdown of the year, and that's good enough to get him a standing ovation in Yorktown.
He's going to get an endorsement from Nike soon if he keeps that up.
Dion Schmeon, prime times in Yorktown.
Well, that's it, folks. I mean, I'm not going to try to keep you here if you don't want to stay. It's 30-12 with 5:52 to go.
Unless you're wearing green somewhere. Or silver and black or something. After this kick, I'd love to see that play again because Cariello, he was playing center field much like Weiss. That was not his man. He cut over in front of that pass. That was a one-handed pick, too. And every time we do an advertisement, there's a big play. Every time. That time Cariello was going to get some Korean Dublin insurance. Let's watch it one more time. 29 will come out of the left side of your screen. The pass is up there, and he will go get it. That was a zone play. See, I'm wrong there. I'm sorry. That was a zone play. That was his spot to be in. He wasn't covering a man-to-man, but he was in zone, and he just came over, snatched it out of the air, and he was long gone. You wonder why certain players just have a nose for the ball and a nose for the end zone. Cariello, boy, I tell you, I don't think that is ever. That's got to be a record somewhere. 5 touchdowns defensively.
That is amazing. And as we were saying about Dayton, Corey, and Dubbin, well, we get interrupted all the time.
Every time you try to read something, it's a big play.
Member of the ISU national franchise, Dayton, Corey, and Dubbin can offer the best available products through companies like Aetna, Hartford, and USF&G. Dayton, Corey, and Dubbin in Pleasantville with the right coverage at the right price.
So you know what you got to do is make these things shorter.
That's right.
Just kind of like, maybe I could get it here. You could do, I'll do it after the kickoff, but I got a good one for Dayton. What is
Dayton,
it?
Corey, and Dubbin?
Dayton, Corey, and Dubbin. Dayton, Corey, and Dubbin. They're insurance people. You're human. Stuff happens.
Here comes the return by Smith. Julius will be put down at the 25-yard line.
John, everybody loves my read there, of course. But short, to the point, succinct.
That's right.
I could never read like you do, right? I could never get through these things. Pressure on, plays happening. John Connolly making fun of me, but I cut it down.
Less than 6.
Ossining wishes they could cut this field down because they got a long way to go and a long way back. 31-12, and the Cornhuskers right now are going to win again.
Feeks out of bounds.
This is an impressive win in a place that has been tough to win over the years, and Cornhuskers snake-bitten. 90, they lost twice, including the Class B bowl game. 2 years ago, they lost on a punt block with about a minute left. And then last year, they came in here and pitched a shutout, and they just kept winning, and they're just going to keep on winning.
Same play. That one hit Feeks in the shoulder pads. Skips out of bounds, 3rd and 4.
I got a dual, kind of half plug, half story. I do the sports talk show Wednesday nights on Channel 34, and since they're going to get the show, the game tonight, today, so I throw a plug in Wednesdays from 7 to 8. But I will say, last year we had a lot of the kids on from Yorktown, and they were ecstatic because it was the first year. I wonder how they're going to react this year. Oh, that went on the numbers.
Incomplete to Minter.
I wonder how they're going to react this year because for the season, I talked to Coach Sedovic, and he said, last year we were so excited to win. I think it might have lent to, not complacency, but kids, when you do something for the first time, it's so hard to get it back up and try to do it again. But this team seems better. I mean, they actually are playing better. They've got the experience of having won, which also helps in big games like this. So you just wonder when it's going to stop.
Yeah, you and I forgot that. You and I are on opposite each other on the radio.
At the same time, I know. You're busy on the radio. You and Billy Taylor doing a good job down there at FAS.
Little draw quarterback.
So they're going to come see you one of these days.
Yeah, Corey Miller is coming on Wednesday night from the Giants. Sports
Corey
page.
Miller.
1205 Amerenik Avenue. Come on down, get his autograph, and all that good stuff.
Watch Rob and Billy drill him on the Giants, especially if they lose to Pittsburgh.
Hey. Not easy talking to those guys sometimes after a loss.
Yeah. That's right. You had Strahan on recently, right?
Strahan, yeah.
He was right smack in the middle of that.
Kenyon Rashid was on last week. Versace rolling out to his left. Out of bounds. Short gain. Stop made by 75. Phil Santabrino.
42 Storms there. But hey, I gotta get some Jets on that show.
Yeah.
They had Lowry, right? Was it Nick Lowry on the show?
No, Nick never came up for some reason.
Oh, you didn't? I was going to say, you jinxed him, because the guy was missing 24-yard field goals after you told him he was going to be on the show. The second hand don't have him on the show.
Kiss of death.
And the show that Tom and I do on WLNA on Friday evenings, we are the kiss of death. Every time we have a coach on or a kid, they lose the game. It's guaranteed.
You're like the SI cover, huh?
Yeah, except for Sedovic. He never loses. He comes on and wins anyway.
Smith breaks a few tackles, gets into Yorktown territory. 4:45 on the scoreboard. 31-12. Yorktown with the big lead. They've dominated throughout.
Hey, Johnny, how many yards does Smith have? Is he over 200? 186. So in defeat, he has been their MVP, and on the other end, you just don't know where to go. You just don't know where to go with it. I mean, they just distribute the ball so well, there really isn't an MVP. It's just a team. It's a team effort in the best sense of the word.
Yeah, Leach has a touchdown. Lodwick has a touchdown. Corba field goal. Coyote a touchdown pass to Weiss. And then, of course, Cavariello with the interception. Little screen, and there's nothing you can do if you're a coach. That was right there. Julius Smith just lost the handle.
Incomplete. Second and 10.
I mean, the only thing I can think of is maybe give it to Donnie Weiss because he was all over the place on defense, made a couple of big plays offensively, and since he has been their big player all year, we'll get a chance to talk to him. And for nothing else, giving him the award, you'll get a chance to have a discussion with Don.
Following up, the ISU Dayton Corey and Dubbin postgame show is the Crown Trophy MVP. Versace will be sacked. On the stop, there is Matt Pansy in the backfield, along with 75, Sedebrino.
On the tackle.
And Yorktown is going to keep winning. And a couple of weeks ago, when we did a game here, Rob, I said everybody around Class B has got to be aware of how the speed is effective for the Ossining team. But now, people looking at this tape have got to be frightened because Yorktown, I thought for most of the second quarter and some of the third quarter, did not play their best football. Yeah, they're going to walk out of here with a 31-something win.
4-minute warning.
Official 4-minute warning.
It's a shame. We go back to that
Remaining in the game.
4th and goal with about 15 seconds to go in the second quarter, and Yorktown just did not give an inch to Julius Smith.
No, they did. They were right there. Leach with the big hit, I believe, number 6. But as we take a look at, is that, oh no, that's Chris Pereira, Mike Cook, I believe, up there.
Yep.
Doing the job.
Mike burying his face in the...
That's right. How you doing, Mikey? Mike doing camera on one end, got the hokey in the other hand. You got Barrera, who apparently was sleeping all the way through halftime.
Yes, he was. That's been confirmed.
That is confirmed. He was out of there. Chris was tired this morning, told me he came to the game at 9:30. He was here at 10 o'clock. Nobody was here. Not even the guy who putting the line down. And who was that? Billy Miner. Billy Miner, the end zone camera. Right now, the other end of the field, Tom Ciangelo is looking to jump out the window. Don't jump up!
3rd down and about 19. Draw. Smith. Out of bounds. Driven out by Lodwick.
On the carry.
And I think a lot of people watch the game and they're not football aficionados, or they watch the games and they're not sure. How is this Yorktown defense so good? How week after week do they win on defense? Their offense better this year, but last year certainly their defense, the key to their victories and their state championship. And you just saw it on that play. I mean, a simple play at the end of the game, but you could see everybody to the ball. Nobody stands around with their hands on their pads. They get to the ball quickly, and there's no wasted energy.
Down on the sideline, behind the rope, below us, are 2 golden retrievers dying to meet each other, but just 5 feet away from love. And there they go.
One of them's got a jersey. Could we get a shot of the... I should have put him in there.
Versace hits Smith. I knew he was going to fumble it the way he was holding that ball like a loaf of bread, and I can't stand that, but they get it back.
He's just trying hard. He was 8 yards short anyway, and he's just trying hard. It was 4th down. Watch it again. Smith is just trying anything here. You can measure a guy's heart by the way he presents himself at his best. You can measure it very large for number 22 today. He has done it all in a very convincing defeat. Now, we don't have a shot of the dog. And I say, man, that dog, I think that the jersey's fitting him very well. What do you think?
Oh, yeah. Wearing an Indian jersey, one of the golden retrievers.
Oh, no, he's sitting down. He's looking good. And the big number 7.
This is Weiss. Another 4, possibly 5. Stop made by 34, Ara Hankerson. Yeah.
Big number 7. Ready to go in.
Now, the other one is to the left.
Second
Here we go. Keep going. Keep going. It's right around there.
Stay tuned for Rob Astorino. And no, I was trying to think of a good show you could have. Rob Astorino, Canine Matchmaker. There you go. Just don't forget to give me 10%.
This is what you do when it's 31-12, 2.5 to go, and the game in the books.
Yeah, yeah. Big number 7. Now, you think he'll be red dogging?
Oh, boy.
Hi-yo!
Don't you have to prepare for that radio show?
No, you got to get on Route 9 early, beat the traffic, Jim. 2:17 left, and we have totally lost our minds. We look at Matt Coyote come back in and try to run some plays here, run it out. So, the Yorktown Cornhuskers will win again.
Keep their march alive for that defense of the state championship.
Yeah, we're gonna have a couple of them in Section 1 again. It doesn't look like North Rockland's gonna be losing anytime soon. Credit to these fans, although we were joking about people leaving, most of the people are still here to cheer their team on. And as we're throwing out credit and adulation, we should do it for the fans who came out here early, and a lot of them did, and the Yorktown fans out here, so great support for high school athletics in our area.
Coyote's still at quarterback. In fact, the starters are all still in. This one is to Lodwick. Big run.
Padding the old stats.
Connolly definitely needs the calculator to finish off the statistics today.
Here's a team, the Yorktown team came in here averaging 244 yards on the ground, and I have to believe that they're well over that now.
Here's Weiss. Weiss looking for the end zone to the 10-yard line. 56 seconds remain. On Sunday, which is either today or a couple days ago, the bowl committees will meet and determine the order and the rankings for the top 4 teams. Yorktown will guarantee get number 1 with this win today.
Oh, we should mention that they're going to win the Class B title for the first time in Ronnie's 8-year career at Yorktown. Even though they were state champs, they're going to win it on this game, so congratulations to them for that little nugget. But like you were saying,
1 will meet 4, 2 will meet 3 on the following week.
Yeah, last year it was Yorktown against Gorton at Somers High School, but Somers is in it this year, so that game may end up in Mayapack, and that will be a big game. That will be a very big game, and may end up deciding a state champ again, because as we saw last year in Section 1, A through D, all 4 teams went to the state championship, and you know, this is a great section, and although only North Rockland and Yorktown were able to take it home, the other 2 teams got there as well. So Section 1 is just chock full of great teams, great talent, great coaches.
You can see
there's Connolly.
John Connolly to our right, Tony DeMichael to our left.
Let's get Tony.
It's not often, it's late October, that we don't have our jackets on.
That's right.
It's nice to see.
I was getting a suntan before, then that thing went bye-bye.
Maybe we'll have a nice Miami winter.
Hopefully we'll have a nice Miami winter.
So. Yeah, but Rob hopes they have a nice Miami January.
My Dolphins are hanging in there, 5-2.
They are. Remember last year, Rob and I went down to do the Jet-Dolphin game. It was going to be the number 300th win for Shula. But of course,
the stupid Jets
he did the right thing and lose to the Jets. As he did in Super Bowl 3. I say it's Shula. He just used the word Jets. The guy's got 300-plus wins. He has more losses than the Jets than anybody else.
This should be the last play or close to it.
By Ronnie Santavica. He will not put any more points on the board. He'll take a knee and take his victory and get on that bus he's had warming up.
Second consecutive year, Ossining, for the most part, or most likely, will not go to a bowl game.
Yeah, and 2 years ago, John Jay came in here, won a game, won Class B. Last year, Yorktown did not win Class B, but they went on to win a state championship after winning here. So usually the road to greatness happens through Ossining, and another tough year, a tough ending for the Indians. A good year. They've had some big wins, and they got 1 more week to go, but doesn't look like there's going to be a premier bowl game in the future for this season. Coach Variano and his squad, and it is a team rich in history, but last couple of years have had some tough losses here, end up costing them a chance to go on to bigger and better things.
That's it. The Yorktown Cornhuskers show who's king of the hill. They remain undefeated. The Indians dropped for the second time this season and may have dropped out of the bowl picture. 31-12, the final score. As we take it to a break, we'll come back with the ISU Dayton, Corey, and Dubbin postgame show and the presentation of the Crown Trophy MVP.
It may not look like in the future of the earth pass by, because many of these products are made from materials you've been recycling. But to keep recycling working, you need to buy products that say, made from recycled materials. For all those next in line, it would mean the world to them.
Repertoire from old-time favorites to the top 40 music of today. See Gary Andrews Orchestra perform live showcases every month. Video appointments are also available. Gary Andrews Orchestra has groups from one-man bands to full swing bands for weddings, cocktail parties, or any special occasion. Call Gary Andrews Orchestra 7 days a week at 1-800-342-BAND. That's 1-800-342-BAND.
It was billed as a terrific ball game before. Some parts were. For the most part, Yorktown dominated the ball game, win it 31-12. Ron Sandovica's here along with Don Weiss, the MVP. Ron, coming in, I know you had some nerves there. You were undefeated facing a tough Ossining team at their home field. You came out way ahead.
Well, you know, this is about the program. It's about the kids. They work so hard. They do everything I want them to do. I mean, I can't ask any more from them. And they come and they, take their lessons. I mean, I never won a game. I never lost a game. The kids come out and play, and it's just about them. That's all it is.
It really seems like it's impossible to stop you offensively. You rolled up again almost 300 yards totally, and it just you just mix it up so well, they don't know who to key on.
Neither do I. I mean, I don't know. Sometimes I just don't. I don't even know what I'm calling. I'm just so emotionally involved in the game, and we just have a good bunch of kids. I mean, you can't take anything away from them. They're state champs. They're playing up to the level that they're supposed to be playing. I don't think we've ever been undefeated at Yorktown, even before I was there. We've never been league champs. We had motivation for our own purpose. We didn't want to go into the playoffs with a loss, and they came and served notice that we're in the playoffs and we're alive and well.
You locked up number one seed. How many steps is it going to take before you get to the state championship again?
Well, I hope everybody else would forfeit right now so we could go right to it and I could rest everybody. That would be real nice if anybody out there in Section 1 wants to take me up on that. But, hey, we got 2 playoff games. We got the Premier Bowl, hopefully. But we're not looking that far ahead. We're taking one at a time. We got a playoff game next week. That's all we care about. That's it. End of story. Because now, in the second season, you lose one, you're done. No matter how great you are. So we're 7-0. It don't count. We're going into next week with 0-0.
Down 125 all-purpose yards today, 70 of them coming on receptions. What was it like playing a very tough Ossining team, but you jumped out early?
Well, before the game, we all had a feeling, special feeling you get where you know you're going to win. And you know that you're going to play 110%, and you're going to give everything you have on every play, and you're going to come out on top.
Were you surprised by anything they did or didn't do?
Yeah, when they scored their touchdown, it looked like a spread punt to us. So that surprised us a little. We only had 10 men on the field, so it was a mistake there. But we knew what they were going to do. They knew what we were going to do.
Talk about the importance of that 4th and goal right before the half. If they scored there, it was a whole new ball game, and you guys held firm.
That was great. We knew they were going to run it down, play they ran. Julius Smith jumped in here.
Right, Rob
Anderson. Rob Anderson stuck him, knocked the ball out. We recovered. It was very emotional.
Okay, guys, go get him.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Look forward to seeing you in Syracuse.
You don't have to retire that hat yet, Coach.
Jim, it looks like they are on track again for the second year in a row to make it upstate, and it wouldn't be a surprise to anyone in this area if they make it back to the Carrier Dome.
Yeah, I mean, they do everything you have to do well to win football games. College, pro, high school, they run the football, and they play great defense. And even times at the end when they were up big, they never stopped playing. To the ball, every man, very well schooled, and congratulations to Yorktown. They won their first Class B title, and it looks like, as Ronnie said, they're on their way to the first undefeated season in the history of the school.
How about Cariello? 7 interceptions on the year, 5 of them returned for a touchdown.
Like I said, Deion Schmion, prime time is in Yorktown. This team, they're smart. They play good zone. The interception was on a zone play. He played the ball. It's exactly what he's supposed to do, and he went down for the touchdown. Everything they do, great execution. Screenplay, perfect on the blitz. Sweet plays. They get the blockers out there, and the runner catches the hole. Very well schooled, very well coached, and as I said, you can't say anything else. And Ossining, tough loss for them, but they'll be back. They'll be back.
2 losses for Ossining this year. That could knock them out of the playoffs. We'll see when the committee meets tomorrow. But it's over here. Yorktown wins it, and they keep marching upstate for yet again another state championship. For Jim Campion, I'm Rob Astorino. We'll see you next week with the Pleasantville Panthers and the Valhalla Vikings.